ingredients, and it's a better pizza. It's Papa John's.
You're part of the family.
You're part of the Papa family.
Papa.
God damn.
Papa.
Didn't he get like a bunch of like racist allegations?
Yeah, they caught him on a phone thing saying the N-word, and it's like, well, you're done. And then he like, so they caught him saying the N-word, and then like he was like doing a bunch of interviews trying to like cover for himself, and he's like, he was trying to make it seem like they put him under because of like they were crooked and they just wanted to steal the company from him.
Yeah.
And he was like, their day of reckoning will come soon. And it's like, shut up, dog. You just got caught saying the N-word. Like, it's too bad.
Right.
Yeah, man. Papa. Some guy said that to me. And then like a younger guy, I was leaving. He was like, all right, see you later, Papa. And I was just like in my head, like, hey, man, don't call me that.
I feel old.
I don't like that shit, dude. Even like at work, like not just me. Fucking.
Wait, before you start, we are nerds, and
what's up, everybody? We're nerds, and I'm Jesse, aka J Jester, aka Jester954, here with everybody's favorite uncle, Aaron Jean-Claude Van Damme Mueller, and everybody's favorite bearded Viking, James, or as his mama calls him, Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
Actually, only my brother calls me Jimmy.
Hey, Jimbo, Jimmy boy.
Because my grandpa was named, or I'm named after like my grandpa and his grandpa, and my grandpa one is Jim. So,
wow, nice.
And then I guess my dad's half brother goes as Jimmy, maybe too. I don't know. And then like my great grandpa one is James.
Okay.
Little lore for you.
You can save on T-shirts at the family reunion.
Can I get 4 Jims?
No, shit. Well, it's another week. We're here to talk about nerd shit. I believe this week James saw Top Gun, so we'll be talking about jets. Pew, pew. And you guys watched The Boys, which I know is like big. Everybody loves it. I watched the first 3 episodes, or like the first season, maybe. It was really good.
Get ready to have the inside of your dicks tickled.
Nice. It was good.
Go for the prostate.
But I don't know. Like, yeah, it's like it's good, but I just for some reason not my thing. I mean, I don't have HBO and I don't feel like getting it. And
it's on Prime.
Oh, it's on Prime? I have Prime. I don't know. It's just like I know it's good. It's just like another thing I'm gonna have to watch. But I guess it would be like better than dragging myself through Obi-Wan.
Oh, is there a new episode of Obi-Wan? No, that's tomorrow.
No, that's tomorrow, yeah.
But yeah, I know a lot of people like that.
No.
And then there's some Street Fighter news, which is good.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have like weekly Street Fighter updates until it comes out, and then we'll have more after it comes out.
Yeah,
and then Jesse will not play it after.
Did you not listen to this show before?
Yeah, I know. I'm just stating.
It'll come out like Jesse will be hype, and then it'll come out and be like, "Yeah, I played it. And it's good. I beat all the different stories, and then I'm never gonna play it again." But I'll think about playing it.
I'm saying the same thing that I always say is like when it comes out, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play online. I'm going to train.
And that's no hate, just so you know, because I understand that like fighting games, PvP games, I can't do it. You know, like I'm with you. It's like we're older now. It's not, you can't be competitive. We don't have the reaction time, and it's just toxic most of the time. And I'm toxic, so
yeah.
I'm definitely set up a nerds tournament.
Oh, for sure. Like I'm actually.
That's true.
It's on multiple platforms, so I'm praying that they can do cross-plat. Sony's really dick about that, and they don't like games going cross-plat. It usually takes giants like Fortnite to like force Sony to do it. But Street Fighter V was PlayStation exclusive. I don't know if it was or not. I think you could also play with PC because it was all. Street Fighter was also on. It was PlayStation and PC exclusive.
Right.
So hopefully they realize like, hey man, bring everybody together. It's gonna be a big deal. Let's all fucking play.
Was Outriders supposed to be like some big AAA piece?
I don't think it was supposed to be AAA because I mean it is Square, but I don't. It just feels like a real good, great B title.
Yeah.
So I don't think they ever would have tricked themselves to think.
I'm just surprised.
Maybe you're right.
The cross-plat on it.
Yeah, they might have thought it was going to be bigger than it was. Most likely, they thought it was going to be like, this is going to change gaming, but everybody fucking says
You
that.
want to know what actually like really made that bigger than when it released?
Being
Xbox
free.
Game Pass.
Yeah, going free, and when I bought it on sale, I bought it at Target for like $20. Yeah. Anyways, we're talking about nerd shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's go into our week. So I'm gonna go first because I have nothing.
Right.
It's been.
I just played a bunch of EverQuest. That's all I've done. And I'm just.
You should stream that. You said the other day you were talking about thinking of streaming it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've ever watched classic EverQuest.
It's boring as shit, but like people, it's nostalgic and people like stupid shit.
Yeah, I
Don't you
mean,
like chop trees and shit.
no.
And
you
people don't come to watch the game.
Yeah,
they
dude.
come to chat with you, Aaron.
It's
And
the
they'll start talking to you
perfect-
about their EverQuest memories.
Yeah, it's the perfect game for that. So I've been watching streamers as I play just because I like to, like, generally if I'm playing something, I watch streamers that are playing that.
Yeah.
It feels like inclusive and like I'm there, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm going to. I was watching a guy the other day and he's on a stream team. Like he has 20K followers or whatever on Twitch. And he had 14 people watching him. I was like, uh-oh. But, you know, he's already partnered, so he don't give a fuck. Like, he's playing what he wants to
Right.
play. And at this point, I recognize we're never going to be partners, so why care? We're never not going to be, I mean, unless they change the rules.
We're not. The whole purpose of I think for us streaming is just to like one get some outreach for new listeners to join the nerds. Welcome everybody that's new. What's up?
Yeah.
And
Hello.
just because we have a lot of listeners that like, I don't know, we're a family and we just like to see each other playing our games and talk shit, you know?
Yeah, man.
It's fun.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's the plan. I was going to last night, but then it was sort of last minute. I just got home and I don't know. Kelsey and I went and got cookies from Crumble, and it was fucking fire. And then I was like, I guess I'm gonna play some EverQuest because I didn't think I was going to because it takes a long time to do anything. It's like I played for 2.5 hours and probably, you know, the first 25, 30 minutes was me running to the dungeon I was going to be camped in. And then it was me, you know, meeting up with everybody and us getting to the spot we were going to fight at and then just pulling mobs. That's all you do. I mean, you can progress through a dungeon if you're high enough level and like you can get through it, but for the most part you're just farming XP. So you want to do, you know, we're sitting in the basement of a undead mansion called Unrest, and we were just, that's like the hardest part of it because we were, you know, we had some higher levels and whatever, and I was just tanking it, just sitting there trying to get aggro because it has taunt, but it's taunt almost like it's very D&D inspired and it's very D&D feeling. Like you taunt and it's an attempt. It's not 100% you taunt things. And if someone has more aggro than you, there is no getting them off. And these people just didn't care. So I was struggling. But I mean, they were cool with it and it was fun. So I'll probably stream it next time I play. I'll just set up and sit down and play. And then it's only thing that sucks is it's a game from 1999, so it doesn't, you know, getting it to run at 2560 by 1440 was already tough. And if I click out of the other screen, it like fucking like it minimizes the whole game, and it, you know, it takes like 10 seconds for my computer to even recognize what's happening. So like I can't. I'm gonna have to start the stream and then start the game, or else it'll be fucked, you know. But yeah, that's it. And then I watched The Boys, and I watched Stranger Things, and you know we already talked Stranger Things, but that's about it. I don't think I did anything else this weekend. I caught up with Shield Hero. I was only one episode behind. It's good. It's a cool little arc. Things are changing and stuff's going wild. And I started back up on Attack on Titan. I am not done yet, but I'm where, I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. Armin and everybody have joined up with the Marleyans to like stop Eren. That's where I'm at. They're trying to trick the guys into letting him have
you're almost to the end of part 2.
Yeah.
It takes a minute for them to like make progress, but yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, that's it for me.
Word.
Cool beans.
James, you want to go?
Sure. So as of our little Google Doc, I had wrote down PC issues resolved, and I streamed finally God of War.
Where are you?
Not very far. I've only got like 9 hours in, so I've done like the first little branch, maybe. I think.
Okay. Well, no, I would figure you met the world serpent, and then what's the last big thing to happen? World serpent, pretty much.
I mean, I fought the little like fairy buddies in the
that's cool.
area and stuff.
Yeah. Like the little bug elves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're annoying.
Cool.
But yeah, so I wrote that PC issues were resolved, and I truly thought they were because I had no issues this weekend. And I went to start my PC tonight, and it's back to being a piece of shit.
Oh, bummer.
So I definitely think it's a Microsoft issue. I don't know if it's like my upload or my software's corrupt somewhere in the like when I downloaded it or whatever, but I'm trying to work through it. It's super annoying. I'm absolutely sick of it, but I do have to say shout out to Micro Center, man. That is the way to go. If you're gonna buy shit, go with somewhere where they literally give you 30 days to bring it back, like no questions asked.
We don't have those down here.
We don't.
I didn't realize I had one near me. There's one in northern Cincinnati, so I drove up there because I had heard things about it. Like, actually, the first place I heard of it was TikTok. Somebody's like, definitely go check out Micro Center. I was like, well, what the hell is that? And it's pretty sweet. But yeah, they set me up with I basically had like 3 options to either get a replacement card, get my money, or they had another card that was actually like a major bump up more for like an extra $30. And I was like, yeah, I'll try that. And that one seemed to be working fine, but I still have these weird issues with like my startups and my shutdowns or whatever. So I think it's definitely Microsoft being stupid. I'm tempted to just bring it to a replayer place that can spend their time and knowledge on it and me not have to like think about it, because I will smash it if it comes to it. I will smash it.
It'll feel good. I promise you that.
I know it will, and that's why I'm very like I know I will gladly do it at this point. Like as much good shit as there is to a PC, like the headache of like it can be just one little thing causing all this right now, and I will have to dig and find it.
Yeah, that's the worst part is they've still not built anything that can just test your shit for you. I mean, maybe there is some program, but it should be included.
If you can get to it.
Yeah. There should be an included thing with a BIOS that just runs a test on every piece of equipment, and then you can, I'm sure that's completely unviable, but just seems like it's a fucking computer. It should be able to tell you, hey, this is not working right. Like this piece right here is not working right, so I can't start up.
Yeah. I'm beyond over it because I really thought it was good to go, and then when I started up tonight and it started acting up, I was just like, okay, I don't know. I don't think I can do it anymore. So yeah, that adventure's great. But I'm continually watching Goblin Slayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Orkbog.
Yes, I've continued to watch that while I'm on the old treadmill. And it's still going pretty good. I mean, he has 0 personality, and it's hilarious to me, but it's great. He had his whole set of armor off and was like super pale skin and shit. And that was funny.
Yep.
That was a nice touch. I was pretty happy about that.
I never even paid attention to that, but yeah, he's super pale, and it's like, yeah, of course he is. He doesn't fucking take his armor off ever. He's never in the sun, literally ever.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely liking it a lot more. I'm not, I guess, I don't get the hype for it as much yet. I don't see it, but I mean, it's still really good. I guess for how much it was talked up, and some people are like, oh, it's like my favorite right now, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, sure. Because I've heard it from multiple people that it's, just their favorite to watch, and it's great. And I don't know. It hasn't lived up to that level for me, but it's good.
I loved it, but yeah, I mean, I get it. I think it's you prefer a likable main character, and that you're not going to get that. So that makes sense to me that you're not loving it as much. You know what I mean? Like you recognize it's pretty good, but it's not your favorite because it's not giving you that pivotal piece for you. You know what I mean? As like a
and he doesn't really fight all that much. He's just a mastermind, really.
Yeah.
Like once he got with a party, he kind of stopped really like fighting a lot. And it's I mean, I'm sure it's gonna change. I either way, it's still good one to watch. Like I'm not bored or anything. There's not when they do a filler, it's usually maybe one episode and then you're right back into something. So it's been really good so far.
Well, and I don't think it's gonna change for you by the end too much. I think it's pretty much what it is. Like I think he maybe has one or two more like bigger fights, but I can't remember. I just really liked his singular focus and, like you said, how much of a mastermind he is. I liked that. But yeah, it isn't action heavy.
Yeah.
I'm glad Shield Hero, captured you though, because that was my shit when I first watched it. And rewatching it again, I was like, this, he doesn't have a sword, but he has a sword in Raftalia, so
Yeah, she's a little badass. I watched a movie called Dog yesterday. Me and the wife were celebrating our 13th wedding anniversary yesterday and decided to watch a movie since we weren't recording, and we watched I picked one. I wanted to watch horror, but she's not a big fan of that.
Oh, is Dog the one about the fucking army guy's dog?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What did you guys want to cry?
No, that we looked up to make sure the dog didn't get hurt or anything.
Okay.
We always do that. So basically, it's a story about a military vet who wants to get back in, and one of his like old buddies from the military had died, and he was like specifically worked with the dog overseas and stuff.
Oh, it's Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah. It looked like a nice heartfelt movie.
Nah, I mean, he's just honest. So as a dog lover, like the whole movie, every time he did anything with the dog, I was like, you're really just a sack of shit. Like you're such a piece of shit, dude. To even like every little way, everything he did with the dog, I was just like, you're a piece of shit. You suck. Like you suck. You're a bad human. You suck. And I was just like, what? Why am I? What? Like, when are we supposed to like actually like be pro this character? Because the whole time I'm just like, dude, like when are you gonna get like you're just being a selfish asshole. Like you suck. You really do. And yeah, I mean, again, that might be my bias just because I'm like I would consider myself a really good dog owner, but yeah, so it's his buddy died, and Channing Tatum's character wants to get Channing Tatum. Magic Mike. Yeah, Magic Mike wants to get back into the military. His captain makes him bring the dog to the funeral of the guy that's, in like Arizona or something. It's a drive, of course. And, shenanigans ensue. And it's not a bad movie at all. Like I would probably give it like a 6.5. Like if it's free and you're just looking for something to watch, like definitely rewatch something else first, and then maybe watch this. Like, okay. Or just watch Homeward Bound or something. That's way better than this shit. Yeah, I couldn't stand him being kind of I don't know. He just sucked. He sucked the whole time, and it pissed me off. His character sucked. So yeah. In the end, I mean, they're happily ever after, and the dog, so the dog was. Sorry, I keep jumping off the story, but the dog's supposed to be killed after they after the funeral because it basically won't work with anybody. It's a trained like attack dog / military. It had like 7 or 8 tours in Iraq the dog did, and so it just wouldn't work with anybody, and very like has PTSD and shit, and so
PTS dog.
yeah, and so the dog was very yeah, so they were gonna put it down or whatever, and of course, lovey story that he can't do it, and kisses and hugs and whatnot, but yeah. And
those
then,
movies you can
yeah.
just watch like 5 seconds of the trailer and you're like, oh, I can write this into. I know exactly what's gonna happen in this movie.
Yeah.
Especially when they're like
him to like be a piece of shit though, as long as he was in the movie.
Well, especially if when they're like, this dog's like crazy, he won't work with anyone else, we're gonna have to kill him. You're like, oh, then definitely not going to do that. Okay,
Yeah.
the end.
Right.
Exactly
Go. Well, and we verified because we don't
Yeah.
like seeing doggy death. So
yeah, there's a website called doesthedogdie.com or whatever, and you can
Yep.
go there and it'll tell you any movie with a animal if it's gonna croak.
I'm pretty sure it was like Marley and Me was the first time we were like, okay, from now on we're like checking first.
Oh, I don't watch any movies about dogs because I'm gonna cry and they're not enjoyable for me. So I'm like, I'm just not gonna do this to myself. And thank God my wife does not want to. She hyperventilated and cried during John Wick. Like I was like, this movie's fucking awesome. And then
Kelly wouldn't watch it.
We got like 5 minutes in, and she was like, "Why? Why would you do this?" And I was like, It didn't even bother me because I knew it was like fake. Like, and it was we didn't have time to like build a relationship.
It's so short of a period of the movie. Yeah. But Kelly wouldn't watch it. She waited till I think John Wick 2 had already come out, and I watched it. I was like, oh my God, this is great. You have to watch it. She's like, I can't watch the dog stuff. I was like, listen, you can cover your eyes for the 30 seconds and you're going to watch these movies. And she absolutely loves John Wick movies now.
That's funny. Yeah, you only have to skip like the first 10 minutes of the first movie. And then the rest of the movie tells you, hey, man, I'm a crazy ex-assassin and you killed my dog, so I'm killing you. That's it.
Yeah. That's what I kept like. Once she was like, "Oh, this whole movie is literally in revenge for that dog." Yeah, I love it, and I love the character.
Yes.
Yeah, we avoid anything dog related ever since like our one dog, like the traumatic death with him, not like a year ago or whatever. Like it's we can't handle it. We just can't. So, but yeah, I haven't really played anything besides God of War and trying to get my PC working. And then I got Top Gun, so I don't know if you want me to do that now.
Yeah,
I can.
Fuck it. Or no. Let's do it. Let's do it at the part where it's.
I mean, I'm the only one that watched it, so.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Go ahead. Actually, I don't care.
Okay. So, Top Gun Maverick. We see the triumphant return of Mr. Tom Cruise, and included is Goose's son and all these other new past. I guess they're past technically like Top Gun winners or cadets or whatever you want to call them, and they basically bring them all in to get trained to do a mission, a very drastic, dire mission with bad guys that are never named, which was an interesting touch. I mean, they're clearly Russian, but that's just bad guys. Yeah. So I believe there's a question in Facebook about this. I don't remember what he said.
Yeah, let me pull them up. Just a couple of people just had some comments.
Yeah, I can. I'm in there.
It
was also. Did the hype for Maverick sway your opinions at all about the film, either before or after you saw it? And that was from David Isaac. And I let him know only James saw Maverick, and he said, "Well, I expect a fully thought out and scholarly answer from James. Otherwise, I will start a protest for him to bring back Rock with Hop. Don't try me. I'll fucking do it."
I know he wants it back so bad. God, he says it every time he talks to me. So did the hype. So I was excited for this movie back when I first heard it was coming out, and then there was all the delays and stuff, and I honestly didn't ever get overly hyped, I don't think. I was excited to see it. and ended up waiting like a week after it came out, obviously, to finally get to see it. So I don't think the hype swayed me at all, because I didn't go in like doing, this isn't one of those movies that I would like constantly be following information on or doing research on. You know, it's not a superhero movie. It's not something that I would just, it's just a movie I plan to get popcorn and watch and enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't follow it like I would a Batman movie or a Marvel movie or something. So there's not really much of a build up. You know, I watch a trailer, I'm like, cool, I'm excited for this movie. I rewatched the first movie, and that's about the hype I got for it. And this, which I will say, made this movie probably better, actually, the lack of hype I got, because this movie is so much better than I thought it was gonna be. Dude, like, I just like, I got done and Kelly's like, this movie was really good, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's like, the way I said, it's great. Like, you can't even argue it. Like, whether you like like Tom Cruise or the original Top Gun or anything, like, this is just, as a movie, it's just great. Like, it's just a great movie. It's a blockbuster, like, great movie. It's just fun, entertaining. Like, the action's incredible. Like, I guess you can really tell that these people were in the jets, and it's like nuts. You could definitely see it more in Tom Cruise, since he's a little more wrinkly, and every time he's getting any G-force, his whole face skin was like pulling down. But I mean, like, the action, I mean, I don't even know if it's CGI in there. Like, I guess just like all the like set pieces, all the dog fighting, all the, you know, mission stuff, the acting, everything was just, it's just great. Like, it's just really well done. And if you were to watch the first movie and then watch this, like, they do have multiple fan service moments, and I think they know what the movie is, and they kind of, I feel like the fan service stuff was kind of like jokingly put in, like, they know, you know, like, they were self-aware, and I found that to be a good touch. I They didn't do the homoerotic volleyball scene. They kept it a little more like a real reason as to why they were doing the beach sports scene. um, the Maverick character was great. The interaction between him and
Goose,
I'm not gonna think of
son.
that. Iceman.
Fuck, what's Val Kilmer?
Yeah, Val Kilmer. So Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer, like, I didn't expect Val Kilmer to be in it, except for maybe like a picture, and it started out that way. Like, he's a picture, and then it's like some texting between him and Maverick, right? And then he actually texts him like, I need to see you, or you need to come over, or whatever. And so he actually goes over there, and I mean, Val Kilmer looked great. Like, the pictures I've seen of him, he looked real rough with his throat surgery, or his throat cancer and everything. And they added that to this character. Like, they just made that part of the character. He's, you know, Iceman ended up having this cancer as well, and it came back and whatnot. And it's just the interaction between those two and their one scene was just incredible. Like, super, just like great chemistry. Those, you can tell these two actually like are probably friends outside of this movie for sure too, because it showed immensely. And then, like, they do the thing where they actually have them talk, and it's kind of like real. You feel bad for real Val Kilmer in that moment too. You know, like, they pulled like him in real life getting the throat cancer, and that sucks, and it kind of like ended his career and everything. And they like pulled into the movie, and it's like they make it part of the movie too. It was
Hold on, man. Did I just miss this? Sorry to interrupt you. They gave the character in the movie throat cancer because real life Val Kilmer has throat cancer?
Basically, yeah.
Let me
they
tell you
kinda hinted
something.
at it.
Psych did this first, okay? With Lassie. They brought Lassie back, and he had a stroke in the movie, just like he had right before they started filming the movie, okay? And they incorporated it really well. Both 2 movies in a row were inclusive of his progress and his recovery from the stroke. So,
isn't that? I mean, I guess it's the person is. If the person's cool with it, it's cool. I guess it's like a little weird and insensitive, but I guess not if the person doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's like. I mean, there's just what else are they going to do? They have to explain it some way why he's literally unable to talk for the most part.
Yeah, I guess just fire him.
I'm going to answer David Isaac's.
Replace him with Chris Pratt.
I'm going to answer David Isaac's question for me. The hype has made me not want to watch this movie more than any other movie I've had hyped for me in a long time. I keep seeing so many people be like, it's the fucking greatest movie of all time, and I'm like, it's impossible that it's that good, so I'm not watching it.
It's not the greatest movie of all time, but it is a great movie.
I'm sure it's fine. Like I recognize that it's been a long time since we've had a movie about fucking airplanes and dumb 80s shit like that, right? Like
I just don't think it's your kind of. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm confused by you sometimes because I just don't see you ever enjoying just
that's too blockbustery.
Yeah. And so I don't think it'll ever be for you, but I eat that shit up sometimes. I enjoy it. And
I like a popcorn flick, but I like a popcorn adventure movie or something like that. Like this is just goofy American fucking war propaganda. And
that's why it's not going to work on you because it's got that army thing. It's got America in it, so it's it's not going to.
Yeah, it's just all about that fucking just. I don't know. I get it. Top Gun 1 was the first movie I ever saw in the theater, and then I loved it as a kid because it was loud and there was jets. But I'm just not fascinated by jets. I don't know. It's just not. It really just isn't for me. And I just, the more it was hyped, I'm like, y'all are tricking yourselves. I 100% believe that you enjoyed the movie, but you're acting like it's going to fucking change your life. And I guarantee you in 6 months, you're not going to remember you saw it. It's not going to be this movie you talk about for fucking the next however many years or whatever. It's not changing cinema.
I don't know, man, because I'm not kidding you. It shits on the first movie. It really does.
I don't even think
it
the first movie's
the first
good.
movie and holds it is the first movie without being it, and also is way better. I mean, and the chemistry with everybody, the younger actors, and then the Goose's son and Maverick is just, it's all really done so well.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll see it maybe one day. See, that's the thing is that would have been a movie that I would definitely have sat through, on a streaming service, while hammered. But now I don't know if I'll get through it. But I would have definitely gotten hammered and fucking watched Top Gun and been like, "Fuck yeah, dude, I'm in a fucking jet." but now I don't know, man.
Yeah, but
it looks really cool. I'm not the war shit. No, that shit doesn't bother me. I think it's fine. I'm cool with it. I just don't know if I have the patience to get myself to get the movie around me to watch it and sit through it. But I'm pretty sure it's probably cool as fuck. It looks like it's probably cool as shit.
So this is it is definitely a genre that doesn't play for me. And I'll tell you the other kind, dramas. I can literally never get myself to want to go see sit through a drama in a theater. And I like them.
It's got to be a murder drama or some shit.
Yeah, and I do like drama. When I do watch one, if I'm if I'm forced to or whatever, you're not forced to, but someone's like, let's watch this movie, and I'm like, fuck it, fine. And then you watch it and you're like, damn, that shit was good, and I cry and it's fucking crazy, But then I think about it and I'm like, I really don't want to sit somewhere and cry. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to get into too many details on the movie. I definitely think people should see it. If you can see it in theaters, I would recommend that just because it was definitely made to be a blockbuster movie, theater scene spectacle type thing. Like it was definitely felt louder than most movies and stuff like that. Like it's it's meant to be that, and I'm fine with that. And
cool.
Yeah. I'm very impressed as well with. I watched when we got home from seeing the movie. We were both like very interested in like the fact that like the stunt stuff about it, and like they kind of talked about how the first movie actually didn't have any scene or any actual footage of anybody that was them really in a jet ever, and then this movie's like all them in jets the whole time. And the fact that like Tom Cruise was like one of the trainers for all the other actors, and like they were getting taught by him how to do the flying and stuff, and how to do the jets. And
they could not make
cool.
eye contact with him. Do not look in his fucking eyeballs. You learn how to fly a jet, and you better close your eyes, you idiot. Fuck Tom Cruise.
I don't get it.
Tom Cruise literally won't let you make eye contact with him. That's a thing.
Oh, that's
I watched
He's
that
a fucking psycho.
Scientology shit, and it just makes them all seem fucking psycho.
Yeah, I mean, being an actor at his level for as long as he is, it's impossible he wouldn't be. But yeah, he's like one of the higher tier fucking idiots that are out there. He's a goddamn good actor though. The guy puts in work.
He's all in on this shit. I mean, he's really into flying anyway. Like from when I was a kid, I was like brought around older planes, and I've always been like a fan of the P-52 or P-51 Mustang plane or whatever, and it's in this movie at the end, and Kelly, I guess, looked up and it's actually Tom Cruise's plane, and it was him actually flying his own plane at the end of the movie and shit, which is kind of cool. And I don't know, that's like my favorite plane, and it was cool to see it in there. I nerded out a little bit on that one. I could give a shit less about the new jets and stuff. I really don't care. I like the old, like that World War II plane. You know what I mean? That shit was cool. And knowing that there's like less than 20 that are actually like flyable in the world or something is kind of neat too.
That's cool.
Cool.
But yeah, I know it's not for everybody, but if you can handle blockbuster movies, this is definitely worth seeing. Oh, did I score it?
No.
Definitely like a 9.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You know what other blockbuster movie I will not probably watch unless I'm forced to? Fucking Avatar 2.
No, I probably won't.
It
took me like, I think it took me like 6 or 7 years to see the first one.
Yeah, I saw it.
We're gonna have to watch Avatar, dude.
I don't think
like
I'm gonna
anything
have
about it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have to watch that because I watched the first one and I was like, oh, this is cool looking.
Terrible.
And then I was like, this is one of the dumbest stories I've ever seen in my life. And then
it's worse
than
than
see how bad it gets.
Yeah, and then
that's all it is.
And then 12 years goes by or however long, and they're like, "Oh, aren't you excited to do it again?" I'm like, "Fuck no!" Like, it's like a nostalgia bait for shit I'm not nostalgic for. Like, no one's nostalgic for fucking Avatar.
When I used to work for that camera place, the camera house, James Cameron's buddies would come in there like once a month to like test cameras and do shit for like, they're like, we're doing the Avatar shit. And I think I'd said it before, like they're like, one's going to be about water. And they'd come in and do like camera tests and stuff, just testing. They weren't obviously no Avatar shit, but they were like just testing cameras out, trying different lenses. And that was years ago. But then again, they have been working on this shit forever.
Dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I also have this like little like hatred for James Cameron and the fact that like Avatar was getting ready to start getting beat as being like the #1 overall movie or something by like I think The Dark Knight or something like that. Something crazy. And so he had it re-released in theaters.
Yeah,
and I got so mad about that. And then they did it with Titanic too.
It's in the news this week. Somebody else tried to do that.
He's a piece of shit. And it's to do that just so that someone else can't beat your dumb shit movie.
It pissed me off.
Avatar
Yeah,
is
that
one
is
of
kinda
the
dick.
worst written films of like that's actually been released in theaters. It's literally written like a fucking college student wrote it, you know?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember like the psycho people with that movie that like crying like, oh my god, I want to live in that
it was
world over
called
my
like
world. It's so terrible here.
it had like a name.
Oh,
It was like a depression, like an Avatar depression
yes,
shit,
that's
where
exactly what it
people,
was.
because people
I've done
wanted to
this.
live there.
I've done this the last 3 episodes, but if you were crying because you couldn't live in Avatar, fuck you. Go to space. Go to space. No suit, please.
Well, like I mean, I understand for some people. Like I have a friend who's disabled, motorly disabled, and like the idea of the movie's about a guy who's in a wheelchair and like he gets to walk again. So I understood why like that friend had like that part, like kind of like he was like, man, wow, that thought is really cool. He really liked it. But like people who are just like sad because they can't be blue aliens and fuck with their ponytails, fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
And
I
still
mean,
fuck with your ponytail.
yes.
I'll fuck with my ponytail.
I recognize like they're obviously like having the option to like go be in a super buff alien body that's like awesome and strong and fast and maybe lives forever. Great. But like being like, I can't live in the world where there's a flying dragon I fucking stick my dick into and control or whatever. Like, eat my dick. Earth is pretty cool, dude.
Oh shit.
Earth is pretty cool. Like, it sucks here a lot of the times and people suck and a lot of what we have to deal with sucks, but man, ain't much better in space.
Yeah, man. Space don't have Street Fighter 6 coming out next year.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
Yeah, but I'm done. I don't, go see
Alrighty.
All right,
don't
wait.
see Dog.
So how much better was Dog than Top Gun?
It wasn't. Yeah, no.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna start off with our buddy Brian Marshall keeps bringing up Lorna Shore, telling me to listen to this band, and I know I heard some of it before, but he brought it up again, asked me to listen to the newest song, Sun Eater. So I finally listened to them a little bit more. And he also recommended me, I guess the guy from Lorna Shore's favorite band is some band called Vulvodynia. Vulvodynia, Vulvodynia. And I checked both these bands out. So I'll give my definitive answer. So what's the name of the Lorna Shore is deathcore, right? That's what I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not sure. Sometimes bands are like, we're not this, we're not that. I'm listening to it. I'm like, this is deathcore. Also, sometimes people call this kind of stuff slam, I believe. And it's very technically proficient. It's very fast. Tons of blast beats, right? Real heavy. The guy's vocals are off the wall. He's very crazy. His vocals are very heavy. I dig it. I dig that Now, my problem is with deathcore as a whole. I love you, Brian. I hope I don't deter you with this. I just can't really get into deathcore for some reason. It's just there's something about it that it's a weird genre because it's like really heavy and super fast. But if you're actually listen to it as a whole, it's actually like a little bit slower. Even though it's going super fast, it's very chunky, and like there's a lot of breakdowns, and it is brutal. It's really heavy stuff. The lack of leads, and I listened to a fair amount. I didn't really catch any leads in Lorna Shore, really. Which are guitar solos. I didn't really catch any. Do they have guitar solos?
Oh yeah, a lot of
I
lead guitar stuff.
I must have missed that. I did catch in that other band, Vulvodynia, so that band I like a little more. I can listen to that band a little more. I like the delivery of that vocalist a little better, even though in the Vulvodynia band he does something that I refuse to accept, which are like gutturals and like pig squeals. I will not. I won't do it. Like I just can't. And I love heavy shit. Good.
That's what I remember watching from the dude from Lorna Shore. Was he did like 5 different types of screams in a song, and 2 of them I was like, I wish I could rip my ears off and stuff them up my own ass.
Okay, so that's the thing is like the Lorna Shore guy. He's vocals. He's very talented for sure. Very talented vocalist. And some of his delivery I think is cool, but like especially with like deathcore, a lot of times they will go into like gutturals, which are like really deep, like really like man, really like deep. It's the name guttural vocals, and I just I can't fuck with it. And pig squeals, bro.
Yeah, dude, I'm out. I am
I'm
out. I feel like
I'm just laughing because there's people that like think that's like the ultimate part. Was
I
when
know.
they
Yeah, there's
start
people
pig
that-
but then again, look,
there's
stuff I
people that
like
think
people
that
don't like.
an omelet from IHOP is also like good and a good idea.
Tasty. But yeah, like dude, don't listen to me. Like I'm a huge John Mayer fan, and a lot of people make fun of me for that and think it's trash, and I stand by what I like. I was talking to Aaron about it before, like, you know, like I stand by what I like. I'm very adamant about the stuff, the music that I like. You guys hear me talk, I gush about fucking everything. This is the greatest album of Cynic, oh this and that, whatever. And I stand by it, and so I understand that not everything's for everyone. I get the draw, because I mean, being into heavy music for so long and being in like the scene and listening to it and going to shows, I've seen a million different bands. Like every time you go to see your favorite band, they've got 3 other fucking bands with them that can span a lot of different shit, and you find stuff that's cool, you find stuff you don't like. And the only deathcore that I really found myself being able to fuck with is a band called Fit for an Autopsy. And I know that I'm assuming, so this is a dick on my part, listening to Vulvodynia and Lorna Shore, comparing like Fit for an Autopsy to them, I can imagine somebody going, nah, they're weak. Because it's not as like Fit for an Autopsy is fucking heavy, bro. It's some heavy shit. But if you put that shit next to like some fucking real like Lorna Shore is like, it's a little bit heavier. It's heavier. There's more going on. It's denser, and I mean, for the most part, Fit for an Autopsy's latest album's got some pretty good production on it. But I can fuck with that a little more because there's a little more, not structure, because like obviously all music is structured, but I think I can fuck with it a little more. It's a little more direct. I don't like as much like chaos in my music. I like a little more melody and like put together, but it is good stuff. So Brian, I feel you, dude. It's not my dig, but I do get that you like some fucking heavy shit, man. That's fucking pretty cool.
The only thing I can't get behind ever is the like. Hey, I can deal with the pig squeal. I can't deal with the double bass thing that sounds fake as shit.
Oh,
like they're using triggers and shit. I hate that. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I get it takes talent and all that shit. It just sounds stupid to me.
Yeah, you
like
just don't like
it's too much. Yeah.
Triggers, for people who don't know, triggers are basically these little sensors you put on your kick drum, and when you hit the kick, it like amplifies it. So it's basically like it's like putting gain on your fucking bass drum. And I mean, I don't know, it just depends. I'm okay with programmed drums, and I mean a lot of like tech death.
I'm just talking about the sheer like yes, you're talented and you can do the kick drum that fast, but there's just no reason for it to be that much in the song. It drives me nuts.
That's just the genre, man. Like a lot of like deathcore stuff,
and that's like, the thing that turns me off as somebody who played drums. Like it to me, it's just like sure, you got chops, but like you don't need to do it the whole time. Like it would sound better if you didn't.
In some genres, that's what it is. Like the like blast beats, bro. Blast beats, which are just the on the snare. Like a lot of like black metal, bro. It's just blast beats the whole way through.
And sometimes when they do the whole time, I'm just like, stop.
No, I mean that's just sometimes that's just part of it. That's the boom bap, man. That's just I can fuck with it.
I've always been like, I don't like when every person in the band feels like they have to show their chops the whole time at the same time. When it starts sounding like that, I'm like, okay, like it's just too much. Like I would say an example of that, and not in a great way, because I do think so Rush, for instance, you listen to Rush, every single one of those guys extremely talented at what they do. Do they put it together and has like their own unique sound? Sure. But does it also sound like they're literally all trying to like show their chops the whole song all the time?
I mean, yeah. I don't know. With Rush is a little more patient.
Example.
And the thing is with Rush is a lot of polyrhythms. So there's like multiple rhythms going on at the same time. And it's a lot of like off time signature shit. Like, man, what is the fucking song 2112 or whatever? The song that everybody fucking knows because Guitar Hero. Bam, 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 bam. That was the dopest shit to put in Guitar Hero because everybody learned the most complicated time signature shit.
Right.
And that's what I miss from Guitar Hero is like, dude, we all knew every measure of all these classic songs and like it was fucking sick, man. But I mean, I don't know.
But it also like, I don't know. So it's fine like for that band, but when it's just like, to me, I want the band, like the music as a whole, to be the centerpiece, not each individual person. Like I've been was a musician for years. I can literally like isolate any instrument, any vocal, anything in my own head and shut everything else out whenever I want. Like that's no issue. It's easily done. Been trained to do it as much, you probably as well. Yeah. It's just like everybody's in the band just like doing these like crazy over the top shit. I'm just like, come on, man, can't we have a song that just sounds like great together?
Yeah, but I mean the reason why I see what you're saying.
Sound. I get that.
Yeah, well, not even Rush. From going back to like the heavier music, like it's just part of certain genres. Like what I forgot to say before is like, so from what I'm getting is like Lorna Shore is like what I feel is like I think it's just straight deathcore, right? And then that other band had a little more like tech death, which is technical death metal, which I will fuck with some technical death metal like Necrophagist or Gorguts. And technical death metal is really fucking hard to listen to sometimes, especially if you're not used to it. Like, I mean, Necrophagist is like the most famous fucking tech death band, and they're never coming back, and it sucks. But, so some people might be like, "Oh, of course you're bringing that up. Why don't you bring up fucking blah, 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 blah." Like, I don't know any other. I'm not a big tech death guy right now, but like, Necrophagist stuff is like it sounds like that, but then like not really, man. Like, go listen to Fermented Awful Discharge, and it's like crazy. But like, it's just the way certain genres work, you know. It's
I know. It's the
I see what you're saying, but
for that genre, I get that. It's just not for me.
Yeah. So like the stuff that you're requesting from like, oh, I just want it to like not be like that. Then it wouldn't be like that genre. Like those genres are about like everyone's going fucking nuts, and they're all playing together and measured and metered together. It just doesn't sound like it because like you're just not used to like listening to like deathcore or tech death. And even me, like some of it I just can't do it. Like a lot of it, like I just can't. A lot of like real technical polyrhythmic shit that like, I mean real polyrhythm crazy shit. I'm not talking about fucking Periphery or some shit like that. I can't really fuck with because it's just kind of obnoxious. Like some stuff, like the real avant-garde shit. It's just like, man, I can't even really say because it's this guitar player in a band around here I know posted a meme the other day, and it was like it was like a guy in his car driving, and it was like all the prog nerds listening to this trying to convince themselves that this shit slaps, and it was just like the fucking dinkiest, most fucking complicated, no sense time signature Mars Volta shit, and it's like it was like so pretentious that it made no sense, that I think somebody must have recorded that as the meme. And it was like the funny thought of the pretentious prog nerd convincing them that some shit is so great, even though like this shit don't even make no sense, dog. Like it's like the artist looking at like you know what it's like. Perfect example when that person went to a museum, took their glasses off and put them on the floor, and a crowd stood around the glasses and were, oh my god, this is incredible. What does this mean? Da, da, da. And the person just came back to the room and was like, I just put my glasses on the floor. Let me get them. And it's just like, I don't know. But yeah.
I know what you're saying.
On some metal shit.
Fine art's another one that I hate, and I think if you spend money on a banana glued or duct taped to a wall, fuck you. You don't deserve money.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't deserve money for that, dude. So I did get another record in the mail. Your boy got a record from a band. So this band I do like a lot, and there's two really, really, really great songs in this album. One really, really great song, but I mean, this isn't like groundbreaking, earth-shattering shit. Like when I describe stuff like, man, like Cynic is really good, or things I say about like Isan. But I bring up this band Shining a lot. That Swedish black metal suicide music shit, and this is an album called Redefining Darkness. And another record, man. I'm telling you guys, let me know if you're trying to find fucking rare, weird shit, because this album is so fucking hard to find. And the only places that you can find that will fucking ship you this fucking record are like Germany or Spain. It's all over there. And you got to pay fucking $40, $50, $60 for the record. And then you got to pay $50, $60 for shipping. I find the only listing in the US, some fucking record store in like Utah just has this record for $20. I think they must have received this record way back when it was pressed and still had it on MSRP or some shit. And he just sold it to me at $20. Shipped it was like $26. Ridiculous. So I got Shining, Redefining Darkness. It's a really great album in my opinion. It's Swedish black metal. It's the depressing, dark, grim shit. And there's a song called Hail Darkness Hail on it, which I think is a very cool song. It's got a really great middle part that goes into, very oddly, a really nice, like I think it's like a classical guitar thing. Not even classical, just it kind of goes into an acoustic part, and then he kind of sings this. I don't want to spoil the lyric, but he sings this part of the song where he says, without you, there is no light. And it's so pretty. It's very strange because this guy, Nicholas Varforth, is a complete piece of human trash. This is where you have to like separate the art from the artist type shit. This guy is a real piece of garbage, but like, I don't care. If I like the art, I can separate the artist from it. I don't give a fuck. But this guy is really just a piece of human scum fuck. But oddly, he sings like really nicely. Not like he's not like Boys to Mending it, but his voice sounds really nice, and the part is really nice in the song Hail Darkness Hail. It's worth it to get to that point. But the final song on the album is a song called For the God Below, and it's a super dope song. It's edgelord as fuck. You know what I mean? So like I get it. Like Aaron, if you heard it, you'd probably be like, that's fucking edgelord. It is. That song also has a really, really great chorus. I really love the lyrics a lot. And the song has two solo sections that are just fucking wild. Like I love leads. I love solos. I love guitar work that's done very well. And it's not like the greatest in the world, but it's just really well done. I fucking love that shit. You want to hear a dope ass song, look up Shining For the God Below. And I got that record and it's fucking dope and I'm very happy about it. I also did bite the bullet, and I finally ordered the 4-disc Tekken 7 special record from Laced Records. I know it's gonna sell out, and I was just being like, I was gonna wait till it sold out to want to buy it, so I just ordered it. So I'll be getting that shit. I was gonna buy a VR unit, and I convinced myself not to. I was gonna get a PSVR because they're like $100 off everywhere. Which I've noticed, like they've been on sale for $100 off for a while now. I think that's just the price now, almost. I went to a friend of mine's house yesterday, my buddy Sal, and he has one, and I just wanted to try the helmet on. I wear glasses. A lot of people say that doesn't matter. It does matter because you have to push that thing up right to your face, and the inside of the VR unit will touch your glasses, and you will scratch your glasses and your VR unit. You can put these homemade bumpers on the VR unit to block it from touching your glasses, but I found that at least for me, I would still get light bleeding in, so I just didn't. I do want the VR unit. I know it's mostly tech demos and bullshit, but like it's me, dude. I like a lot of stuff. I like to do a lot of video gamey stuff, and I like to have fun and experience gaming shit. Video games is all I have left. I have nothing else. I got rid of everything else. Like it's weird. I don't do anything else. So like I'll probably get a PSVR 2 when it comes out. I'll probably even like get some contacts just so I can fucking play the VR unit.
But what are you gonna play?
There's a lot of stuff.
No, but what of actual value are you gonna play?
I'm gonna play Resident Evil 7, which I've never played.
Okay.
I'm going to play Final Fantasy Monsters of the Deep, the fishing game. I know that sounds like funny, like, oh, that's stupid, but like to me,
I know you love the fishing.
that's gonna be great. Like I really loved the fishing in Final Fantasy 15. That's the same fishing with a move controller with actual like fish and shit. And like I enjoy that. I like.
Do you like sit on your bed like it's the boat?
No, I mean I would.
Yeah, I don't
chair.
think these games need to be played in VR. Like you could just play Resident Evil 7, like voila, it's ready to go.
No, I mean that I could, but I mean, bro, I could imagine playing Resident Evil 7 in VR. I mean, I have a few friends who've done it, who have VR units, and they're like, yeah, it's not really the greatest thing, but they're like, but Resident Evil 7 is next level shit. Like there's not many games that are that good on the VR unit. And that game is supposed to be wild. Like, I mean, have you used one before?
No.
Aaron?
No.
So it's not going to work for you. Like, you're not going to care. You're going to be like, this is stupid. And that's fine.
Because
like,
it's stupid. There's no
I understand.
reason.
But I've played on a VR unit before, and so I played at my friend's house a couple years ago when it first came out, and he was like, yo, I got the Rocky game, which I know it probably sounds super stupid. For me, that's super exciting. I love Punch Out. I love Punch Out Wii with the punching with the Wiimotes was the fucking greatest thing in the world to me. I like stuff like that. So he gives me the headset and I put it on, and the main menu screen, you're just standing in a back alley and it's raining. And I'm standing in his living room, but I'm looking around and dude, I am in the back alley of like a building in Chicago and it's raining. And it's wild. It's fucking wild. Even those stupid little things were like, you're on a roller coaster.
Guarantee you, almost, I would bet money that you'll play it. You might play Resident Evil, and after that you'll use it 3 times.
Maybe that is a possibility. I mean, I know myself. I'll probably play it a little more. I probably won't do extensive, crazy.
You know, your boy's going to the virtual reality strip club. Don't even ask.
But what's the point?
The guys at work talked about one that you can literally fly around like naked chicks. It's like
I did that, and it was lame.
Okay, yeah.
I've also just been around actual living naked women, and it's pretty cool. Like,
that's the thing. Like,
you don't have to go to the video games. Like,
yeah.
Even if you're lonely, you could just go get a lap dance, my brother in Christ. You don't need to virtually look at titties. Like, you can go get a lap dance, and you might pay for a $20 blowjob, and that's still all in all going to be cheaper than a PSVR plus whatever dumb porno game you buy. There is just no value to it. I really don't see it. I know I'm the hater tonight. But I'm just like, I don't understand.
Speaking of that, I was telling my girlfriend about it last night, like the VR thing, and she said the same thing. You're going to look at porn on it, and I'm like, first off, no, because it's a PlayStation VR. It doesn't go on the internet. And then as a joke, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a blowjob machine so I can look down and see like a little anime fucking character blowing me. And she's like, blowjob machine, and I'm like, oh, you don't know. And she's like, fuck are you talking about? I'm like, look up VR blowjob machine now. And she's like, I'm not Googling that. So I look it up and send it to her. She has no idea. She's like, wait a minute. So what happened? So I explained to her the whole thing. I'm like, you pick your favorite fucking anime character, and like you strap the blowjob machine on, and then you just have yourself a fucking hands-free anime blowjob.
Tickle the inside of your dick.
And then she went on a whole. She's like, oh, I started making fun of like, I don't know. I said something about like waifu shit, and she's like, oh yeah, did you hear the story about there was a guy who married a pillow? And I was like, oh, you poor thing. You don't know. And I just said, Google waifu pillow. And she's like looking at it. She's like, what the fuck is this and that? And then she wants one now. She wants the sexy potato waifu pillow. Just like an anamorphic potato with a donk on it. But I just thought it was funny that she didn't know what a VR blowjob machine was. Because like who doesn't know what a VR blowjob machine is? But yeah, so I'm not getting a VR unit because I don't want to fuck my glasses up. What else do we got? We're playing games. We're playing Grid Legends still. It's getting a little more fun. I play it on hard now because your boy's a professional racer, and it's all right. I did pick up. I also picked up 2 new games. One fairly quick. It's called Super Perils of Baking. It's made by Lily Mo Games, which is Colin Moriarty's game company from CLS, from Sacred Symbols. It's just like a simple kind of Super Mario World style game. It's just a cheesy kids game, actually. I just bought it to support the content that you appreciate. And then I did pick up what I think is a really cool game we didn't really ever talk about, didn't know about. I saw of it, came out, I just bought it. It's called Soldiers, but Soldiers, S-O-U-L, like Souls. It's a Dark Souls-esque. It's a Metroidvania with Souls-like combat and shit like that. It's fucking whatever. Really great sprites, really great art. It's a really cool game. Look it up. And it's fucking kind of hard, though. It's not like brutally difficult, but it does get a little tough here and there. I have seen a lot of the major descriptors of the game is it gets frustrating. I've fought 2 major bosses, and the first 3 times I attempted those bosses, I was just crushed. And I was like, this game sucks. And with both bosses, pretty much when I decided to slow down and place my attacks instead of, like, you think to just mash attack because it's a little side-scrolling brawler. When I kind of slowed down and approached the fight a little differently and, like, used my shield to tank some of the hits, then I defeated them. So
it's funny because you already know I'd be, like, super mad because, it was fucking hard. I was watching you play. But
yeah,
I was watching you, and I could see what you were doing wrong. And again, that's just I'm not in it. I'm not stressed. Like I was trying to tell you, you're hitting too many times after the opening hits, and it's because you want to do damage, but you need to slow it down. And then you like, and obviously, I'm not saying I taught you how to beat the, you know what I mean. But then you did. You were like, let me try, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I see. I can get like 1, maybe 2 hits when you were doing like 3 before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
Well, that's
looks
the good thing of
dude,
like
the
kind of
art in that game, by the way, is fucking gorgeous. I was like really
it's great.
taken aback.
Yeah, it looks really great. The animations are great. The designs are really cool. It's a really cool game. You play as like these little soldier dudes. You die in the beginning, and then a Valkyrie takes you to the afterlife. But the afterlife is just like another fantasy world where you have to fight monsters and shit. Like fuck that, man. But so you're all dead. So you're all basically hollow. And there's bonfires. Are there bonfires? No, there's not
There's
bonfires.
save
They're
points
like these.
or whatever.
There's like these dragon totem save points. But it's pretty neat. It was only $20. It's an indie game. I like it. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep playing that. And then so I'm gonna probably be reviewing a fuck ton of anime coming up because I just bought a whole bunch of anime Blu-rays that I've wanted and I just never did. So the other day I just bit the bullet and just bought them. So I ordered Street Fighter 2, the animated movie uncut. I mean, I have that, but I just wanted to have like a separate Blu-ray of it. And then I got Fatal Fury, the motion picture, and then the Fatal Fury OVA collection. And then it just came out, so it's shipping, but it just dropped in the 31st. The Darkstalkers OVA collection. And I really like OVAs a lot more than like anime series because they're basically movies. So they're all just hand drawn all the way through with no reused sprite and reused art. That's my problem with like watching anime series is they have to recycle so much of the art. So I like mid-90s OVAs. I don't think anything has better art than like mid-90s OVAs. Shit like the OG Grappler Baki, like and like Vampire Hunter Bloodlust, like nothing looks better than shit like that. Even like these Fatal Fury and that Street Fighter the animated movie, like dude, that shit is unrivaled in the animation stuff. So I will be watching those. I'll probably post when I'm watching what if anybody ever wants to watch them as well or whatever. They're all on YouTube, which I could have just watched them on YouTube. They're pretty quality rips on YouTube. So once my Darkstalkers arrives, I'll post a little picture of all that. And lastly, I found a fucking really great podcast. I just realized to look up fighting games, and there's a fucking podcast called Triple KO Podcast, and it's fucking Matt McMuscles, Justin Wong, and Maximilian dude. Three really huge fighting game. Matt McMuscles is just one of the former super best friends, but the other guys are big fighting game guys, and they have a really great fucking fighting game podcast. It's fucking wild how good it is. So if you like fighting games, look that up. I also found the Event Hubs podcast. That's okay. It's not the greatest, but it's also pretty good if you like fighting games. And I believe that's it for me.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
So before we get into the boys, there's some news. Want to do news? Let's do news.
I don't want to do news.
Oh, okay. Drop out of the call. Me and James will do news.
You said want to do news, and you didn't wait for a response, and that's rude. Okay.
So I have a couple of short ones here, some little horror stuff. Nev Campbell says she's not returning for Scream 6. I know you're a big Scream guy. I didn't see Scream 5. I'm assuming she didn't die in it, but she says she's not coming back for that one.
Yeah,
is that a bad thing?
No, she was yes, because she was great, and I mean Sidney Prescott is the crux of Scream, so they should not make another one without her. But she told Deadline, I believe this was yesterday. Sadly, I won't be making the next Scream film. As a woman, I've had to work extremely hard in my career to establish my value, especially when it comes to Scream. I felt the offer that was presented to me did not equate to the value I have brought to the franchise. It's been
she wants that paper.
She probably made less money, or was getting offered less money than other people. You know what I mean? Than other actors.
Yeah,
that's what happens, bitch. When you're not the draw anymore.
But she is. I mean, Sidney Prescott is the.
No. She's not the draw anymore. The name Scream is the draw, and probably some of these young hot actors and actresses are gonna pull in more fans. These young kids who are gonna be going.
Do you want to hear who's in it, and you tell me if they're worth more money than her? Ready?
Yeah, I don't know that I can agree with you on that one, Jesse.
Melissa Barrera, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mason Gooding.
But wait, you're talking to us, dude. We don't know these people, but
I know them.
Might know them. Oh, you know who they are?
I saw the movie. Jenna Ortega, who's playing Wednesday Addams in the new Wednesday Addams TV show by Tim Burton. And then Hayden Panettiere's coming back from Scream 4.
Okay, I can get down with her.
Dermot Mulrooney. I mean, I just don't think there's anyone who deserves more money than her.
Yeah, I agree.
And so she said, it's been a very difficult decision to move on. To all my Scream fans, I love you. You've always been so incredibly supportive to me. I'm forever grateful to you and to what the franchise has given me over to the past 25 years. So she just basically said, look, they didn't offer me enough money, and I'm not coming back for no money. Like, I'm old now, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bummer. Another little horror news. I just thought this was funny. Is fucking Robert Englund. So Robert Englund interview, and his only regret in life is not making a Freddy prequel. And I was just thinking, like, hey man, what are you gonna do? Make a movie about a pedophile?
Right. I was gonna say Uncle Touchy the movie. That's
because look, man, we like horror movies because a lot of times we see ourselves in the villain, or when it's something like a Michael Myers or a Jason, it's like an unstoppable evil force, or we usually there's something that you kind of like about the villain. And I don't think there's any fans of Fred Krueger, because he was just a child abuser and murderer. that was it. He didn't like. How are you going to romanticize him having this like origin lore? Like he's just a fucking child murderer. I don't I know they're like, oh, tell whatever stories you want. I'm not saying don't do it because the kids. I don't give a fuck about that. I just don't see how you're going to make us empathize or think Fred Krueger's cool, because I wouldn't be interested in watching a movie where I hate the character that much.
Well, you know what I would have wanted, and he kind of touches on it, but he says, you see Freddy in prison, you see him meeting with his lawyers, you see Freddy in the courtroom, you see the lawyers going back and forth with the prosecution and getting Freddy off and getting away with, obviously, murder. So I would like to, if they were going to do it, I would rather it be from the perspective of the parents of the parents that end up eventually killing him. You know what I mean? That would be the way to do it. Is you don't make him the hero, you just show what led to his creation as Freddy Krueger. I think it's unnecessary because we've seen it enough. You know what I mean? But
yeah, that's what the first episode of the TV show is.
Yeah, you could just drag that story out in some way. That's the only thing I could see working. But like you said, if they're like, let's make the Freddy prequel movie about showing how he becomes Freddy, and then it's like, oh, here's some fucking kids for 2 hours.
Well, yeah, dude, he's fucking kids in a boiler room.
Right.
And like, go ahead, James.
I was going to make a transition into another movie that we didn't want a sequel for the character, but we're getting it anyway.
Which one?
The Joker 2 officially confirmed with Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't get it. Leave it alone,
I don't like Joker having an origin. I don't mind the origin we got in which one is it? Shit. The death of no. Which one? Killing Joke.
Oh, Killing Joke. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I don't mind that one, but
he's also an unreliable narrator in every so even in that you're like, he could be fucking lying. You know what I mean? In this, we're like, no, we see it, and it was fine, but it's not a Joker movie.
Don't get me wrong. I think the movie is good as a movie, but I don't want it to be about Joker, and I don't want a second one. I don't want that unless Batman's going to end up in this movie or it's going to tie into a Batman movie, which I hope it doesn't because he's way too freaking old. No, don't do it. Don't. I know it's just an offshoot. It's its own thing or whatever, maybe, sure, and I'm going to go see it day one because I can't help it. I'm a Batman fan. I got it.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
But I still don't want it. As good as it may be, I don't want it. Like, I would rather the effort be put into something else.
Yeah, for sure. Save the money.
100% unnecessary.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And they've already, like, the Joker was already taken completely out of context. The problem is Joker as a character exists to really be taken by edgelords completely out of context. Like, that's the biggest problem is everyone equates to Joker to like, this like cool nihilist, like chaotic dude. And it's like that, but he is, but he's not supposed to be idolized. Like he's a fucking piece of trash. Like,
right.
It's not okay to be like him. And kids are like, that's me. And if you've noticed, like every edgelord dingbat on the internet has some fucking Joker picture, some Joker.
Yep.
Ugh, it's like if you don't recognize that you're an unfuckable loser the second you want to put a fucking Joker picture up, you are an unfuckable loser.
Dude, I had some guy I used to be like friends with, like close friends with many years ago. We had a fallout a couple of years ago, and I was already not friends with him for many years, but his dad died, and I was trying to be nice to him and like talk to him, and like he went off on me and was like, calling me N-word and all this shit and saying all these terrible things. He's one of these like kind of like somehow this dude turned into like a white supremacist. I hate saying that because like I think that most of the time people call people white supremacists. It's kind of like when people call people Nazis because like for no reason. But he literally was like telling me like I really feel like most of that shit is just bullshit. But he was literally talking about like his perfect genes and his blue eyes and blonde hair and how his genes are better than mine, and I'm like, whatever. And in the middle of his rant telling me how I'm like an animal, I'm a jungle monkey and this and that, he sends me a picture of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Of
Oh
course he
my
does.
And
God.
I'm just like, I can't, this has to be satire. But it wasn't. Like this dude completely lost his mind. But like, yeah,
It's also
it's
the people.
weird. They really did cling on to that Joker.
Right, and this people do that. So I have this issue with Batman. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to admit I'm like the greatest like Batman fan in the world. I'm not going to say I have the most knowledge in the world and have read every comic, whatever. I've read comics, I've watched movies, I've watched animated shit. I'm a fan. Yeah. I have run into the same thing when the Christopher Nolan movies came out. And all people had ever seen was The Dark Knight. And all of a sudden they were like, I know everything about Batman.
Yeah.
And I still see it to this day. There's this like new generation of fans that don't like go beyond the one thing. And it's like, do you really know what character you're talking about?
Yeah.
And are you really like a fan of like, because I think most people that became Batman fans with the Dark Knight were just fans of Heath Ledger's Joker being in it.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is not even really a Joker. It's just
because
a really cool character.
I'll be real with you. Besides that, I thought that movie. I can't rewatch those movies anymore.
I will say so.
There's some cool characters, but I don't really care for that Batman.
Part of what I do still love about that movie is the cinematography as well. There's a lot of really great.
I was about to say, visually they're really great to watch.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no, I can't deny that ever. I love like Inception's still one of my like top movies to watch. I love it. Christopher Nolan knows how to do. He knows how to just make a beautiful looking movie.
So I feel you with what you're saying, but we gotta be careful not to like gatekeep. I mean, I hate it too.
I know I'm not doing that at all. I'm just. It's more a fact like they're the full commitment to characters you don't really know and understand, maybe. And then like acting like you live by that, like I don't. It just
especially you're a huge Batman fan, and then someone's like, oh, I'm the biggest Batman Joker fan ever, and then you realize it's frustrating. It's like, yeah, but what's your source of reference? I have the special edition Blu-ray of The Dark Knight.
I think the thing that bugs me too is like they don't see the like the other ways these characters were written and like how many better like renditions there are out there and different. Not to say that one's better than the other, but like I don't know. Me personally, I don't think Heath Ledger is like how I would picture a Joker. Joaquin Phoenix is definitely not how I would picture a Joker. Like we all have our opinions on what Joker really should be, but like I don't know that we've really ever gotten a Joker that is a combination of everything he really is, and I don't know that you can. Because it's just such a like strangely complicated yet very simple character. In a way, like his purpose is simple, but he's got a lot of elements he pulls from and the way he is. And it's, I don't know. He is a very cool, interesting character, but to cling on to him, like being, he's some mental health activist for everybody or something.
Yes, like
I have mental issues too.
He's an awesome character if you recognize that he's not a good character, like that he's not like the character you're supposed to root for. He's like a good villain,
Right.
Yeah. We have two other movie things. Morbid Time at the Theater. Something possesses these people to re-release to pay to put Morbius back into 1,000 theaters. They thought, oh, the memes.
Oh God.
The memes.
They thought the
memes
meant like people wanted to see Morbius. The joke was that Morbius was bad.
Yeah, dude. Like no one's so they put the fucking movie in a bunch of theaters over the weekend. It made about $300,000 or some shit.
But it was only 85,000.
I heard that, but then I heard like the other number. Basically, if you were to split it up between all the theaters, it averaged about $200 and some odd per theater in profit. That's like 20 people going to the fucking movies, bro. So they must have lost so much more money, and no one's gonna watch it. And now, out of principle, I will never watch it. And like I said last week, that guy Filmento, he put a real good breakdown where he basically said like the movie doesn't do anything. It just, like we got to go get those bats, and then screen wipe, and then like we got the bats. It's like fuck, man. It's like the fuck. So enough about that. And then so we got a trailer for Prey, and then we all watched it. So what do you guys think about the kind of like I don't even know what we'd fucking, what do we call the people? Because we don't know if it's America, old school America or not. I guess like kind of.
They appear to be Native American people.
I don't think we're allowed to say that. But
Native indigenous people,
indigenous, like indigenous style people.
Yes.
And yeah, it's like a girl fighting a predator.
I think it fucking looked awesome. I was actually hyped for it. I
thought it looked like a stinker.
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle. Go ahead, Aaron.
No. I mean, it is what it is. I've long since realized James and I just have very different taste.
Yeah. Not on everything.
Not on everything, but definitely on movies.
I just thought it really showed that it was like a Hulu movie.
I don't know. I thought it looked.
No, I thought it's necessarily going to be a stinker. I think to me, it just looked like potentially like low budget streaming service movie quality. So and I'm very worried that like the Predator thing is going to be this really bad CGI, like
it'll be a
altered looking cloaking, look the whole time until
we've seen
one scene.
Yeah, we've seen it, but I disagree. I think it looks very good. Like, I mean, I watch it on my phone, so take that for what it is. But
do you think the bear looked good?
I thought the bear was fine.
Yeah, I thought the bear looked like a bear. I've seen a bear in real life, and it looked pretty close to that.
I didn't see many big open shots except for that field kind of. Maybe I'm not remembering. I think I just saw a lot of like close forest shots and like a lot of fog. So like maybe it is like kind of lower budget. So I had a problem with another cool thing is that it'll be in two languages. It'll be in English, and then you can also watch it in Comanche. But I believe it's mostly shot in English. So if you watch it in like native Comanche language, it's gonna be like a kung fu movie. Like they're gonna be speaking English.
I will say
dub it Comanche, which is a cool like thing for them. It's cool.
I will say when I was watching the trailer, I was like, wait, they're speaking English, and then I was like, oh, they're just doing the thing.
Yeah, I did too.
We understand Comanche. Like the idea is that instead of trying to teach people to comfortably speak that language or find actors that do, they just transport us into a world where we speak Comanche and we're just hearing it and understanding it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So my big problem with the trailer was this. So she's hunting a bear. Then the bear, she hits the bear she shoots it with an arrow. The bear's chasing her. Bear corners her, and the bear's about to fuck her up, and the predator kills the bear. So this puts me in a weird conundrum. The Yautja, the predators, are like hunters with a code and shit. Would the fucking predator interrupt someone else's hunt and steal their kill, or interrupt the prey, the bear, getting its comeuppance on its hunter? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me on why. I feel like the predator would be like, that's her hunt, I'm going to stay out of it. And once one of them is left standing, I'm either going to go kill the girl or I'm going to go kill the bear. But the predator kills the bear while the bear is not paying attention to the predator. So it's unfair, kind of like a not low class, but like it's kind of a backstabby, like dishonorable. It's like a dishonorable kill on the bear. And I feel that the Yautja would have more of like a hunter's code. So like, I don't get it. Why would he help the girl? Or it.
I still can't escape the fact that the Predators have lasers.
Yeah, but they
have
don't.
laser guns.
Yeah, but
No, they have a
the fight-
rocket that's laser guided.
Still, it's gonna wreck over a freaking tomahawk.
Yeah, but they kind of like they see their overpoweredness and they kind of mitigate for it.
Yeah,
Because
they're
they
hunting.
they want
I
the
also
hunt.
kind of hate the name being prey because you know what it is. It's like, oh, the little girl is the prey, but wait, is she? And now
Yeah.
the predator is the prey.
Yeah, you saw
Okay.
the poster. The poster is like how like like somebody primal or savage would like take the blood of their victim and like wipe it on their face, and she's got the glowing predator blood on her face. Part of me hates it, and part of me thinks it's kind of cool.
Doesn't that
Like-
shit burn?
No, that's Alien.
Oh no, that's the alien. Yeah, that's
This
right.
xenomorph. Part of me kind of was like cheesy, but part of me is kind of like, man, that's gonna be a shot in the movie where she makes that motherfucker bleed, and she's gonna pick up the
1000%.
goo blood. But I'm like, hey man, hey, maybe don't put the glowing alien blood near your mucous membranes. Like it's right by your nose and your eyes. Like,
But they
get
don't.
an infection.
They don't know what a fucking mucous membrane is.
Like, don't put it
Right,
near
right.
your eyes or your nose. I'm pretty sure they're not that.
I did like the little Arnold in the mud look. They kind of did a flash at.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna watch it. Is it gonna be on Hulu or is
Yeah, it's
they
a
gonna drop it in
Hulu
theater?
movie.
Oh,
It's a Hulu
straight to-
movie, yeah.
That's a bummer. I want to watch it. A
It
thing.
might be in theaters. Right?
We'll
Maybe?
see. Um.
Limited
I'm
release,
gonna-
maybe.
I'm into it. I think it looks good, but we'll see. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Yeah. So there's some game stuff. This week is really big for video game. It's basically E3 week since E3 doesn't exist anymore. It's been taken over by Summer Game Fest. So there's going to be a slew of summer game stuff this week. So I mean, first we're getting Capcom is straight up doing their own showcase on the 13th, which is wild. So they're going to be coming out and talking about games they've shown. So most likely what that means is they are going to talk about Resident Evil stuff. They're probably going to show more Street Fighter stuff. We saw that the director of fucking Dragon's Dogma retweeted that Capcom is doing their conference. So that's like, whoa, dude, are they going to I'm thinking like, what else does he work on? Like, are they gonna bring? Is Dragon's Dogma 2 gonna happen? Wasn't Dragon's Dogma 2 on the list? Was it? I think there was a Dragon's Dogma game on there. Yeah.
I thought so, but that's like on an old one.
So yeah. So Capcom Showcase June 13th. I am super duper excited for. And then this is a quick rundown of the schedule. There's going to be a limited run games on June 6th. That was yesterday. Got to find out what that is. Tomorrow is going to be a VR showcase. And there's going to be, I mean, there's a lot on here. Let's see here.
There is. I
Fucking
saw the list
Netflix,
too.
even, and like fuck IGN. But the biggest ones are Xbox, Bethesda, Xbox. I mean, and you wrote some notes for the Xbox one, James. Do you want to do that one?
Yeah, I was just stating that the showcase is on June 12th, and they actually added an extra 90-minute showcase for June 14th as well, which will basically be showing more trailers or longer trailers, and then they'll do more deep dives on what they've actually showed on the 12th.
And that's the last one too. Hopefully they'll do something big on that one. Probably Starfield.
Well, I think most of it. I think everything we're gonna get is gonna be like given to us the 12th. I think the 14th is mostly just like an actual like detailed rundown of everything.
Okay.
I think they're gonna do
it
a
does say
really
extended.
compressed, like unique show. Or not unique, a compressed, like very just straight to the goods on the 12th, and then they'll do more of a breakdown and maybe interviews type stuff with the 14th.
Nice.
And I will give everybody heads up. I will probably try to stream. That showcase is Sunday at 1 p.m. So I might do like a little live, like watch it and be on watch while watching it. So yeah, and maybe even jump in Discord if everybody else wants to hang out and watch it or something.
I'm just
too.
gonna boo. No, I'm just kidding.
That'll be fun. And then there's a bunch of other shit. There's a PC gaming show on the 12th. Capcom's on the 13th. I don't know what Guerrilla Collective is. I wonder if that's the studio. I don't know, because Devolver Digital has their own on the 9th. Tribeca Games has one on the 10th. So it's pretty much E3 week, which is
real quick
neat.
On the Bethesda Xbox showcase. There's rumors that they might show something about Diablo 4. Diablo Immortal is the 5th lowest rated game on Metacritic for audience score.
That's funny. The funny thing about it is everybody I've watched stuff on like really like thinks the game is done well and plays well and looks good, but they hate the microtransactions.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But that's the whole game. The problem is the core of the game is a seemingly okay, ARPG, kind of a streamlined, stripped down Diablo 3, which was already a streamlined, stripped down Diablo game. And then they decided that they should make it point you and basically push you to microtransactions, because this is pay to win. It is undeniably and unforgivably pay to win, and not even pay to win, pay to play at a certain point.
It's pay to play, because I've played some mobile games, because mobile games are very attractive on the outside. They look really cool, and there's a lot of really awesome comic book and fighting game and King of Fighters All-Stars and Mortal Kombat, and they're really cool games, and you play them, you get through the tutorial, and then once you start playing it, you realize it's impossible. It's like playing Dark Souls and you do 0.25 damage and everything does normal damage. Like, you're weak as shit. It takes forever, and like a lot of games also will be like, oh, complete a stage to get 2 coins, and it'll take you 100 coins to get 1 level. But then after you play the level 3 times, they're like, you have to wait 12 hours to play again.
Yep.
Unless you buy some tokens. So that's the problem. I can see why Diablo Immortal's getting review bombed. Right. It's because it's too huge of a game. I don't trust that review. I'm sure the game isn't that bad. It's just unfortunate that it's a pay to play game.
No, it is. So it's getting review bombed. I would say it's probably more like a 4 or 3 out of 10. You know what I mean? In terms of there's an okay.
But even the video you sent, those guys were talking great about the actual game.
Up to and until they force you into microtransactions. That's the point. You can have a fine game that then is hampered by the fact that in order to play it in an enjoyable way, you have to pay $150.
Yeah.
That's the problem. The problem isn't that there's a okay game. Like, every person that I have seen, like Riker, who's a humongous Diablo player and ARPG reviewer on YouTube, they all say it's okay, it's decent, especially for if you consider it a phone game. It should never have been released on PC because it's just not up to the standard of a PC ARPG. But as a phone game, it's a fine game, right? It's like an okay game. It plays pretty well. But then once you hit a certain level, they're just like, they make it to where you have to grind what would take. So think of it this way. In order to do the higher tier stuff, you have to get tier 5 gems or whatever they are. Those have a 0.02% chance on a rare crest that you have to pay money for. On a non-rare crest, it's like an even crazier. That's a 1 in 2,000 chance to get one. You have to run 2,000 of those potentially to get them, and those are the ones you pay for. So then they said, someone did the math. It would take a free player 10 years of consistent playing to gear one character. 10 years. Not 10 years of like, I play 10 years in-game time.
Yeah, that's brutal, man.
It's trash, and Blizzard should be ashamed, and they should be held accountable for it. I do not believe anyone should play this game. I do not believe people should download it because they're going to point to the concurrent active users. They're going to point to all that shit, and they're going to say, "Oh, look, people still love it. It can't be that bad, right?" Like, it's all trash. The fucking game designer, the lead designer on it, came out and was like, "You cannot buy gear in this game." And people are like, "But you can buy the gems, and the gems are more important than the gear because the gear doesn't have the stats that you need. The gems have the stats that you need, and they gate you from content." And they're like, "Yeah, but it's not the gear that you wear. It's not the 12 slots. You put the gems in the gear, dude." And then they figured out there's even more levels to it and layers to it. So they thought it was $110,000 basically to fully gear a character. And that was just getting your 5-star gems, 10 rank 5-star gems, rank 10 5-star gems, whatever the fuck it is, was $110,000. $110,000. And that's a standard luck. If you're unlucky, you're fucked. Because that's just factoring in the rate that they were able to calculate. Someone just did a $3,000 or $4,000 they spent on in-game currency got 0 5-star gems in $4,000.
You know what? That's going to be a pretty good YouTube kind of thing for people to do because, if someone makes $1,000 per video, they'll do that. Like in a game, they'll buy $500 worth of blind boxes and then just do a blind box opening video.
Hey, Angry Joe did it live when Battlefront 2 came out, and it was so bad that they redid Battlefront 2. I want Blizzard to stop existing from this. Like, it's so bad. They've come so far from the company that they were. They do not deserve to be titled Blizzard anymore. None of the original.
No, they're Activision.
Yeah,
that's an Activision thing to do. It's 100% an Activision thing.
It's just trash, and it's NetEase, which is another. They made the game with NetEase, who's a known company that makes just scummy fucking phone games. It is. And I had a friend, one of my best friends, I've known him forever, was like, "Who's playing Immortal?" And I was like, "Fucking never," and I refused. And he was like, "Dude, it's free." And I'm like, "Yeah, tell me that in a year. Tell me that in a week."
Tell me,
free.
yeah.
It's
tell
free
me
my
much,
fucking
tell
ass.
me in 6 months how much you've spent.
And they do the scummiest psychological tricks. Like, I've been watching videos on it because, I just put on videos all day now of just people talking about it. And man, there's a reason I'm so fired up, but I've been listening to breakdowns of the actual psychology behind mobile gaming and pay to win, loot boxes, all that shit. And it's so scummy.
Design.
It should be fucking illegal.
It is in some places.
Yeah, that's why Diablo Immortal was not released in Belgium and in Finland, I think, because they will not allow you to put gambling in the hands of children, which is what they are doing. These kids are going to spend their fucking parents' money and become hopeless gambling addicts. This is going to lead to like a generation of people that are fucking gambling addicts. I know that that's hyperbolic, but I guarantee you there's going to be some people that have a gambling addiction because they played phone games. Not Diablo alone. This isn't a Diablo problem. But there's not just the sound design and the flashy graphics. They use psychology to get you to want to spend money and to be okay with it. They gear you up. In Diablo Immortal, after you do your first main story dungeon, you get the option to buy a 99-cent loot box that is called like the Lost King's Treasure Trove, which is or the Skeleton King's Treasure Trove, the boss you kill in the first dungeon. It's 99 cents. Then the next one is 99 cents. And they are teaching you, before each one, they have like a tutorial about the new currencies and the new rift system that you're going to get into and how you need to get these greater runes to make the rifts, which are the loot boxes. You do a little dungeon and you get more gear when you do the loot box with a token that you get that you spend real world money on, or you get 1 a month and I think 3 total for the paid or the free battle pass, and I think it's like 3 more for the paid battle pass, whatever. But then so you get 99 cents, and then it's like $1.99 the next one, and then it's like, okay, but now and each time they're teaching you the value of the thing that they're giving you, and they give you these like 400% value for each chest, but it goes up in price every time. It's absolute dog shit, and it's indefensible, and it annoys me that like Blizzard thinks that they're gonna get away with it. And they will to a certain extent because there are whales who don't deserve to breathe human air that spend tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars on these games. fuck every single one of them.
I watched a streamer do a thing, and he was like, "I'm gonna play Diablo Immortal until it prompts me to spend money," and he actually ended up playing for an hour before it actually prompted.
Yeah, they get you because they want to get you.
It took that long.
Well, they want to get you in. That's the thing. They want to get some sunk cost in there. They want you to have a good time because it does play well enough, right? I'm sure for a phone game, it's probably one of the better. It's probably in the top 10, right? Like pure gameplay and production wise. So they want to get you in enough that then you're like, well, it's only $1 and it's a free to play game. I have fallen for this. I spent $400 in League of Legends. $400 in a free game. I probably spent $400, $300 in
gotta
fucking
pay to get characters in that shit. It ain't even just skins.
And you know what's funny? The sad part is I probably paid all $400 on skins.
Right.
Because they
literally takes forever to even get like a couple characters.
Yeah. I got the original game when it came out. My friend worked for Riot Games, and so he had gotten me in beta. So I spent $30 was the box price. So I was like, I'm gonna buy the game, because I really liked it. So I bought it, and so I got like 12 characters. The first ones they give you, or that you get for the first set that came out with the game. They just if you paid the 20, it was either $19.99 or $29. You just got every character. So then I had enough that as they came out, I would play enough that I could just buy them. So I don't think I've ever spent money on it. It's almost like how I've never spent money on a character in Apex. They're very generous with the currency you buy the characters for because they know the cosmetics are what people are going to spend money on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost made me not want to play any free-to-play game ever again. Like, it makes me so angry because it's all a fallacy. None of it's free-to-play. Even the ones like Apex, they're not really free-to-play because you're going to want to buy skins because they look cool as fuck.
I don't know if that's the same comparison, though.
No, not at all. Not at all. Like, I'm not saying...
it's not going to affect how you play in the game and your progression at all.
It literally has zero effect on gameplay. If you're going to do it, you do it like League or like Apex or like Path of Exile, which has a mobile version coming out, and they're going to have zero microtransactions. I don't know if
League falls under that because you don't get all the characters.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair too. Actually, you're right. And
it is like almost impossible to
I will say
characters.
They also do a thing where when a new character comes out, it's super overtuned. Like it's super OP when it first comes out, almost always. And so you want to buy it, and if you buy it, you pay to win. You're getting power from it. So so yeah, you're right. I would say Apex probably did it. Or does it well. I'm sure Fortnite does it well because theirs is all cosmetic and it's all expensive, but it's all frivolous. It's just if you like those games, you're gonna end up tricking yourself into paying way more money than if they just charged you $70 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I just miss the days, and we'll never have them back. Where it was like a game comes out, it has a price. And then, like, in a year, if it's very popular, they're like, here's an expansion pack with a slightly cheaper price. And you're like, hell yeah. And then they make a sequel, and you're like, fuck yeah. Now it's like, here's a game. Here's a box price. Also, here's all the fucking cosmetic microtransactions that we're going to attach to it. It's just bad. And I feel zero pity for whales. I hope all of you lose your lives. I hope you're fucking homeless. Like, I wish I could know that a homeless person on the street was homeless because they spent money in fucking Candy Crush. I would spit on them. I would literally spit and piss on them. Like, you're the reason that games suck now, and it makes me angry.
Yeah.
And I recognize that people are preying on addictive tendencies, but also fuck you. You're still a piece of shit.
Okay. Well, another news. Nickelodeon All-Star Battle, All-Star Brawl, or whatever is a free plus game this month, and they finally added voices. A little too late because people see how good Multiversus is. I watched the trailer for the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, and there was like a character, and like it's hard to explain, but not really. Like in the trailer, like they show like this little character hit somebody, and then like jump over them and just completely whiff and just mash, like not even hitting the character. So I'm thinking like, damn, like they didn't even get somebody who like knew how to play this game to like film gameplay for the trailer. It's just like somebody whiffing attacks at the air. But yeah, so Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is out free on Plus, and it's got voices now or soon. Also, Berserk continues. The guy who made Berserk, Kentaro Miura. So the guy who wrote Berserk passed away, and it looks like they're going to be making 6 more chapters without him. I never read Berserk. I know it's a big deal, but I mean, I guess that's like big news that they will be continuing it.
I don't even think we said it on here that Hunter x Hunter's getting continued too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Hunter x Hunter's getting continued.
Though, right? I don't think
somewhere.
They're doing more anime yet.
And then last piece of news is just your what will be weekly Street Fighter update. So we got some more Street Fighter news, and man, I just hate when people have a good time, and people are having such a fucking stupid time right now with the Ken thing. So the roster leaked. Oh yeah, the roster leaked last week. I saw it right away, and it looks great. There's 8. The original 8 World Warriors are there: Ryu, Ken, Chun, Zangief, Dalsim, Guile, everybody minus the 4 Kings. Then 8 new characters, and then there were 5 like returning characters from the roster. So there's a possibility that there's 3 characters we haven't seen yet. And so yeah, Ryu, Ken, Zangief, Dalsim, Honda, Blanca, Guile, Chun, Cammy, DJ, Rashid, Juri, Ed, Akuma, Luke. Those are all the characters we know, which is really neat. They're bringing DJ back. He was in fact in the trailer. He was in one of the pictures. And then they have some new characters, which are Marissa, which looks to be like from France, some super jacked lady. This guy, Jamie from Hong Kong, who is a drunken breakdancing kung fu guy. Mimi, no, is Mimi from France? Mimi's French. The other chick is Mexican. Or I don't know. The flags get confusing. Some flags are the same. Anyways, Lily, JP, Kimberly, Aki. There's a bunch of cool looking characters, whatever. Now, Ken looks a little bit down in his art. And people are having too much fun with this. It's kind of annoying. So story-wise, basically what it is what it looks to be. His story has leaked somewhat. Is it looks to be that like Ken became obsessed with fighting and with Ryu and with fighting and getting stronger, and his wife got fed up with it and left him and took the kids. So people are just having so much fun with the Ken memes and yeah, like that. I just hate it. I mean, I think it's cool character development, and I'm like, oh, okay, that is kind of a cool way. Instead of him continuing to be the rich playboy who has no problems, he's just frustrated and he wants to continue to get stronger and he can't, whatever. Ryu has progressed and grown. Like now, the game director said, although Street Fighter 6 occurs after Street Fighter 3, Ryu still feels that he's not there yet, though he seems to have gained some dignity the way he wears his kasaya, which is a Buddhist robe worn by Goken. So Ryu's maturing and getting to that older level. This game is going to take place after Street Fighter 3. So I think, and a guy from my job actually pointed out the violent Ken thing. I think Ken's going to devolve and possibly start tapping into the Satsui no Hado, which is the evil side of the Hado. And a buddy at my job said he'd love for them to bring Violent Ken in, which is kind of like Ken's evil Ryu version. It's called Violent Ken. And I think that would be pretty neato. So I'm looking forward to that. There was also a leaked footage of Cammy's Ultra. But the interesting thing about this was it was a mirror match, and the player 2 was wearing Cammy's classic costume, which means the classic costumes will be there. We see all these new costumes. They're fucking great. The art style and the aesthetic for these characters is so fucking great. It's so much better than I could have ever asked for. It really is just fucking nuts. Just look up the leaked roster. It's really crazy how awesome these characters look. So that's pretty neat. What else was there? There was also Chun's been remodeled a little bit already. I thought she looked super awesome in the trailer. They've already kind of tweaked her face a little bit. It looks fine. And then they did put out the last thing is they did put out the actual the drive system, which is going to be how this game will play. Street Fighter 4, we had the focus attack type thing, and Street Fighter 5, we had the V trigger, the V system, V skill, V trigger system. And in this game, we have something called the drive system. This is a little bit worrisome. Even Daigo came out and said he's a little bit worried about this game because there are so many defensive options in this game that it's super worrisome that this fucking game is going to be a defensive game. And I personally don't like that idea because I play offensively and I kind of want to just get in there. So the drive system is basically you're going to have a drive meter when you begin the match. And if you use your drive meter, it will replenish itself. Obviously not immediately, but it will come back. And with that drive gauge, you have basically 5 options of things you can do with that gauge. And what those things are you have basically a drive impact is a focus attack from Street Fighter 4, which is basically super armor. You have a parry, drive parry, which is from Street Fighter 3. Then you have an overdrive, which is basically just EX moves. That's fucking fine. A drive rush, which is just a dash after a parry, and then a reversal, which is just like an alpha counter, right? The big thing is though that we have focus attacks right now, which are basically super armor crumple moves, and you have parries. Now you can't spam these because you have the drive meter and you have to use them properly. Go to streetfighter.com to see a breakdown of all this stuff, and it tells you how the controls work and everything. But the fact is like if you're playing somebody who's pretty fucking skilled, man, people are just like high level Evo shit. It's gonna be players just kind of doing footsies and waiting for the other person to attack, and waiting to counter and catch the parry or crumple their shit. So I don't know. For people like me, it don't matter. We just go out there and start swinging, and we fight in the street, and it'll be fine. But I think it's cool. I think the drive system does look like it's pretty awesome. Also, for the first time, they're bringing in a modern or classic control type, which I'm fine with this. Basically, you can play classic controls, which is perform the move, perform the Hadoken by doing quarter circle forward punch, or you can just like hold R1, which is your special toggle, and then triangle will be Hadoken, forward and triangle will be a Shoryu, back and triangle will be a Tatsu, down and triangle will be something else. So basically, if you are not good at executing special moves, there's going to be a simplified control scheme, which has been in a lot of fighting games over the last many years. And I think that's fine because the more the merrier, bring it on for people who want to play. There's usually also downsides to that. You know, whenever you use auto combos in fighting games, you're usually scaling down your damage by like 8% or some shit, so it doesn't matter. We also got a cool little bullshit for the fuck of it. Like they showed the versus screen, which is the cool thing is we're starting to hear some of the music in the game, and the music in the game is starting to sound really, really awesome. It's basically like kind of like hip hop stuff, but it sounds really, really cool. And they have like this little feature in the versus screen where your two fighters like they face off, and then like apparently like the different directions on their D-pad are different facial expressions, so you could like mean mug or like, you know, you can kind of like add some personality to the versus screen, which is kind of fun. It's like just a little novelty thing to have there. And I think that's pretty great. So we're continuing to get Street Fighter news. I think they purposely leaked all this shit. After that roster leak, Capcom themselves have just been giving us a whole bunch of stuff. So last thing was they did put a little thing on the Street Fighter, did a little post, and I hate modern language, but they did a post for the character Jamie, and it's like showcasing a move he has, right? And the post says, "What a glow up! The devil inside is Jamie's signature move." Blah 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 blah. Hey man, hey, that's not how that turn of phrase works. Now I hate modern language and the modern. I'm boomer-tastic right now, and I don't like the term glow up. It's just not something that I grew up saying. But what a glow up is when it's like ugly duckling shit. Used to be ugly, now you're looking great, or whatever. So for them to say what a glow up and then proceed to describe a move, that's I don't like whoever's running their marketing right now. Like, stop trying to be hip with the lingo. Just do Street Fighter. Like if they would have said, "What a glow up! Here's the art from when we first designed him, and he was bootleg, and now look how cool he looks now." But yeah, I just thought that was odd that they are oddly using this turn of phrase.
No cap. That's not lit, fam.
Yeah, I think lit's already old.
That's
No
so
cap
unlit.
is one. Yeah, no cap is one. No cap is one that sounds like something I would have said when I was younger.
For sure.
I think I would have said that. No
For
cap.
sure, I'd be like, "That's cap, bro. That's cap."
I only like when it's no cap, because I hear sometimes people say that, "Oh, that's definitely cap, yo," and I'm just like, I don't understand.
Right.
But that's it. That's all. You can talk about your boys now.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about The Boys. Episodes 1 through 3 came out of season 3 of The Boys, and they're fucking awesome. It's a good show.
Yeah. Yet again, they do something like they did at the beginning of the show, where, like, the very beginning, for season 1, episode 1, within the first like 30 seconds, you see something you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And they did that in the first 10 minutes in this one.
Yeah, this is already like fucking wild shit going on. There's some shit they do just so there's so much I love, and then there's some stuff where I'm like, I don't care about relationship drama, and they're like really building towards sun, fire, moonlight, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And Huey. I'm like, we already did their relationship drama. We don't need more, you know what I mean?
Right. Agreed.
But I'm still loving it. Like, I can get over
that. The guy that plays Homelander is just incredible. And I actually even messaged you guys, and it mostly only applies to Aaron because he's seen him in this. I really want to see him play like a Two-Face and Harvey Dent, I think.
Yeah. I think he would be great, actually. He's so good at like he looks like a normal guy, like they kind of have him look like a well-dressed like businessman guy, and then he's psychotic. Like he's
so good.
He's so good. God. I loved when he was like, "Do it. Release this shit, bro." Like, right? I don't want to spoil too much, but he was like, "You're just going to take the chains off. Like, yeah, I don't want to lose my fame, but if I do, I'm going to kill literally everyone on Earth." Like,
yeah. I feel like they're building up to multiple characters like hitting a breaking point.
Yes.
Like the girl Starlight or whatever her Star
I think it's Starlight,
girl.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Light Girl and Homelander and obviously Butcher, which I love the touch of giving him the vials of like super potion shit. I think that's so cool. Like, he's gonna potentially be like getting abilities for 24 hours throughout the season.
And it seems like because he has a different variant of it, it seems like he might be getting powers. And I think we're gonna see some kickback. In the comics, I know they all ended up getting some kind of powers from this kind of shit. Oh,
really?
Yeah, like Mother's Milk. The reason he's called Mother's Milk is he had powers because his mom was given V, and he needs her breast milk to get his powers. Like, he has to continuously drink frozen breast milk his whole life so that he can have his powers. Yeah, it's wild. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I'm excited for it, and he's just so good.
Yeah.
What's his name? The guy that plays fucking Butcher. Who was the Rohirrim?
What is his name?
It Carl Urban?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Carl Urban. I know that guy.
He's so
he's
good.
Great. He's so good.
He's so fucking good. I don't know.
His character, him and Homelander are everything so far this season for me.
Yes.
They even the scene where they were at Butcher's house and just them both sitting at the table, like each other's number one enemy, but both at points where they're ready to break. And it's just they're chatting is great.
And that's definitely a hallucination though, right? When they're sitting at that table, that's him hallucinating.
Oh, is it?
He disappears.
I don't know. I felt like it was. I wasn't paying attention enough then.
Yeah,
maybe.
Because Homelander disappears afterwards, like literally while he's sitting there. And I don't know if that's to say that he just sat there staring off into space until Homelander was just gone, but it's like a blink and he's gone. So I'm thinking he was hallucinating.
I can rewatch it and check.
He's about to break, but yeah, it's really good. I don't want to spoil too much. It's just starting, but these 3 episodes were great. I only have issue with the relationship stuff. Like that's it.
Dude, where you, the little theme park when they went into the woke area.
Oh yeah.
Did you? All the little little pop-up stand names and stuff were killing me. It was great.
Yeah, I loved too that he fucking blows that, or they blow that guy up when he just explodes. Like you said, they're really leaning into everyone exploding, like human bodies just exploding in this season. It's
a lot. I mean, even the girl that either jumped, pushed, or was told to go off that building, her body exploded.
Yes. I love that part too. Like you said, I mean, his name is Anthony something, but the guy who plays Homelander is insane. Like he's so good. He's just like, jump. And she's like, I think I want to go. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not asking. You're going to jump or I'm going to fucking throw you off.
Right.
It was
like
so
he
good.
finally just he's like, oh, I love it. And I love that he's kind of obviously we see in the 3rd episode a change with all that. And it just kind of I'm very interested to see how it's going to play out now that he's kind of doesn't give shit anymore.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying he sees that people liked when he went just full mask off, and now he's like, oh, I'm going to be a nutball.
Right. Yeah. He's like, people like it.
I also like the one girl who looks like the chick from the Goonies, the one nerdy girl. She's like the one who does all the assistant director shit for the show. Who likes to get her hair
one
pulled
of the
out.
Ashleys.
Yeah, while she's fucking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, really good. I don't know that I'm comfortable giving a rating. I mean, I liked all 3 episodes. I don't know when I'd rate it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean,
it just started.
Yeah. I'd rather rate things as a series for sure, or as a season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's living up to the past seasons though. So if you haven't watched it, any of the boys ever, definitely watch it. It's great. And if you like the boys, just a suggestion to anybody that has Prime, you've probably already watched it, but you need to watch Invincible as well.
Oh my God.
It is animated, but
believe
me, you will be able to get past that very easily if you're not into animated stuff. It is great.
It was so fucking good.
Just watch at least the first episode. And if by the end of the first episode you're not locked in, and watch past the credits, because the way that show works is they kind of do credits and then there's 10 minutes of show left after the credits.
Yeah.
Nice.
And yes, watch the full episode 1 and then decide whether or not you want to watch it.
Because episode 1, you're like, this is all right. It's just kind of a goofy kid kid finding out he's Superman type of thing. He's going to be getting superpowers. And then the shit goes in a direction you don't expect.
Yeah, Invincible was wild.
Yeah, it's so good.
Isn't there supposed to be another season eventually?
Yeah, they're making a second season. Yeah.
I didn't watch it yet, but they have an animated boys series that was made by the Invincible people and the boys writers and stuff.
It's supposed to be pretty good too.
Oh, I bet.
That's what.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some in those first 3 episodes, so much crazy shit happens. It's hard to even explain.
It really is. Even just the depth of the story, like with
with Stormfront or
old
whatever.
old heroes that they're kind of there's just so much going on, and it's only 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's wild times, but it's great.
Yeah, it's great.
And then last, we just had one final question from Anna.
I mean, we had other questions.
We have about 100 questions.
Yes, we do.
Did we? I'm looking at them now. We had
Here's one from David that says, if you could slide up inside someone like Termite did.
Oh, I see that.
Minus the sneezing and destroying the other person, who would it be?
And am I
Does
going
he
up
mean
there?
like?
Yeah, am I going up there?
Is that like
person?
full homo or no homo?
So spoilers for the boys. There's a guy named Termite who's basically Ant-Man, and he shrinks down and goes up his boyfriend's asshole, and then sneezes. And
I think that's his dick.
No, he goes in his asshole. That's why he says go for the
does
prostate.
he? Okay.
Yeah. That's why he's saying go for the prostate. Go for the prostate.
That's true. That's true.
He shrinks down into like a tiny human, climbs in his boyfriend's asshole, and then sneezes and blows up. Fucking explodes through his boyfriend's lower half. It's insanity. But if I'm gonna go up someone's asshole, it's gonna have to be someone I don't know that I'd be okay with. I guess smelling potentially their poop and. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if is that like, do I really answer? Do I want to kill this person?
No, he doesn't mean the killing part. Just basically like, who is somebody that you would do? Yeah, who's that person? I guess.
Alrighty. I don't know.
I don't think there is anyone I want to climb up inside of a person. Like
I don't
my
know.
whole body, I don't want to do that.
I like the outside parts.
Yeah, like I want to be inside of them with my pee-pee and maybe like
right
fingers and stuff, but I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry, David.
One.
That's
we're no fun.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure I'm not very picky. So I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's probably whoever my partner is at the time.
Yeah.
Brian Marshall also asked how excited I was to play Spider-Man on PC, and I will say that I am looking forward to it. You got to keep in mind, like with me, I had this mindset that I was never going to play like God of War or Spider-Man, and like I don't have like a hype built up for any of those games because I just had the mindset that they were never going to happen, and if they did, it would be years later and there would be no hype at that point and they'd be old. So I mean, I'm super excited now that I'm going to get to play it because it's great, but I just not like, I don't know, I don't have this like underlying countdown to when it's coming out or anything like that.
That makes sense.
I don't, I'm the same way with God of War. I didn't like look into it, anything like that's why like people have come into chat like, you still haven't like, you have no spoilers on this. I'm like, no, like to me, this game was a never going to play game. So I didn't worry about it. I just didn't care.
You're lucky you didn't get spoilers because like, oh, I'll never play it. So what happens? Because before you joined the show, I definitely said the spoilers for that game.
And I probably didn't even pay attention to it one bit because it's just a game I did not expect to have, like I was going to ever play. I basically ignored it,
You'd also have no frame of reference for the spoilers themselves,
Yeah, that's true.
True.
So,
that's very true. And the second thing is my PC being a piece of shit. Anything that has to do with my PC right now pisses me off. So.
So Brian also asked, he asked me what animes am I looking forward to this year? I gotta tell you, My Hero I'm excited for, like returning seasons of shows I already like. I don't pay a lot of attention to like what's coming. So Jujutsu Kaisen coming back will be great. I probably need to catch up with Fire Force, and I'm sure there's another season coming. I really liked that as I was watching it. Oh my God, what was the one?
Goblin Slayer, buddy.
Well, Goblin Slayer, yeah, but no, what was the one of the guy going
for season 2?
The guy going back in time.
Yeah.
God damn it, I can't remember the name of the show. I'm too focused on that. But the guy going back in time where he's like in a high school gang.
Starts with an R. Returnals.
No.
Revengers.
Tokyo Revengers.
Yep. Tokyo Revengers. Yep.
Yes, I'm very excited for that. So like, I don't like Nana Pratt, good friend of the show. He knows like all the new shows coming out. I don't research anything. I just wait till I hear or I see something when I'm scrolling Crunchyroll and I'm like, I'm gonna watch this, and then I fall in love.
I'm excited for Attack on Titan to wrap up any and all the Demon Slayer I can get, and Shield Hero season 3 I saw was coming too. So
yeah, I'm excited to finish Shield Hero season 2, and then obviously more of 3, Goblin Slayer, of course. Yeah, and I need to finish fucking Demon Slayer. I don't know, like I was really into season 1, and then season 2 I didn't love the train stuff, so I just kind of fell off.
See, I watched the train stuff as a movie and then just started straight on Entertainment District, and god damn, it was so good.
Yeah. We have 2 comments about Top Gun, so I'm just going to read them and you can comment on them. So my buddy Eric Leitner says, Top Gun followed the 80s formula and was all the better for it. And then
Agreed.
Ronnie Rodriguez says, I didn't like how they did the callbacks to the original. Why would someone keep a motorcycle that old, ride it for 5 minutes, then boom, new bike? Or I don't know if it's a motorcycle.
Let me answer that when he says that. As somebody who has rode a motorcycle and knows a lot of people that does ride them, you do potentially keep old motorcycles. Like my uncle keeps a lot of his old bikes, and he will just take them out randomly to ride them just to keep them running good, and just because it's just a nostalgia thing of the adventures you've had on that bike in particular.
Well, I should have done that because I tried to. I'm going to try to sell my scooter just because I never ride it, and I don't want to get my motorcycle license because it seems annoying. And it's just kind of collecting dust in front of my house.
You can do it on a scooter too, actually.
No,
I know.
Way
easier to do that.
It's just 2 fucking. It's like my whole weekend. It's going to be 2 full 8-hour days that I have to sit and do fucking dumb motorcycle shit.
Oh, that's for the class.
Yeah, you have to do the
test.
No, you have to do the class here. You can't just do the test.
Really?
Yeah,
that's lame.
Very annoying. So I'm just going to try to sell it. So I took pictures of it and I went to turn it on to just like make sure, because I try to ride it around once a month and it's dead. So I need to like jump it. And that's why you want to ride your bike every, even for 5 minutes every, like at least once every couple weeks.
Yeah.
Especially an old bike. Mine's a 1986, so it's very old. Yeah. And so he said, I understand Goose's death is something that haunts him. I could have done without the whole clip. I would have rather had it be a nightmare. That would have been better. I like the chemistry between Tom Cruise and Miles Teller.
Their chemistry was really great.
Well, Miles Teller's a great actor, so
yes, I love him. He's so good.
So Nana,
the clip. I mean, for me, I can agree that maybe nightmare. But he was having like flashbacks to everything all the time because he just being back in the Top Gun like stuff made him kind of have flashbacks of every moment. So I for me, the flashback stuff, like where it was like old footage, it just didn't look good. I almost would have been happy with them not even putting it in there, really, unless they did it differently somehow. Like he said, either make it a nightmare at some points or like have them watch an old footage or I don't know.
I hate when they do shit like that, especially when it's too much.
It's
like
so noticeable.
It's the member berries where it's like, yeah, we all saw fucking Top Gun. That's why people are here seeing this one.
It wasn't in there that much, but it's still noticeable because it's just obviously way lower quality of filming and stuff like that.
And then, so back on Top Gun Maverick. So Kevin Shanks wrote in and said, The Boys Season 3 is off to a tremendous start, which we agree. And he said, Top Gun Maverick was awesome and one of the best sequels of all time. A pure summer action blockbuster. It deserves all the high praise. I've seen it 4 times in the theater. And I'm going to say this. I'm not a multiple times in the theater kind of guy. I don't think I've seen any movie multiple times in the theater in its first run in the theater. Like, I've seen Jaws in the theater, I think twice now. And, like, if a movie that I love gets rerun in the theater, I'm going to go see it. But I'm not watching a movie multiple times in the theater. I don't understand it, but I know a lot of people do it.
For me, I do it for certain things. So like I can see why he would do it with Top Gun because I don't think it's gonna have the same appeal on a big just like a home TV. It's gonna be different than seeing it in a theater. Like this movie lends to being in a theater, and I think some movies do. Like Batman was just because it was Batman. Like I wanted to keep seeing it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it just comes down to like some movies just have that theater appeal and they're just better in there. And if that's
you
if
mean
you're
like
into that,
Avatar? I saw it 48 times in the theater because I can't.
I saw Avatar twice.
I saw it once and I watched it the first time and thought I'm kind of annoyed that I even did this. And
I
then
saw it twice because like I think I went with like friends. Like sometimes like
oh, you saw it in theaters.
yeah, I saw it in theaters
Oh.
twice. Because friends wanted to go again, and I'm like, all right, let's go.
And I
Just do whatever.
I want to clarify for Kevin. There's no judgment for me. I just don't. It's not something I do. I've seen a lot of people. We're all in Leftover Army, and we're fans of pop culture Leftover, and a lot of those people, a lot of the Army members will go see movies 15 times, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I got
Wait,
like,
you guys are. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah,
It depends. It really just depends on the movie, I think, for me. I if it's something I don't want to wait. So that's the thing. Back in the day when I knew I was gonna have to wait 6 months to a year to get it on
Fair.
DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But
Mhm.
now you have like a 2-month wait and you're
Yeah.
gonna get it. So
That's a very fair point. Back in the day, I could see
Yeah.
it if it's like I want to watch this because I want to watch it again, and I'm not gonna be able to watch it at
right.
home. That makes
See,
sense.
the way when I grew up, when we rented movies, I always we would watch them Friday night, and I would get up early Saturday morning and rewatch them before we brought them back. And so
Nice.
I've always just had that like get 2 watches in kind of thing. If
Especially
I enjoy
them Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal movies because there's titties.
Dude, the funny thing with that is my grandma got us a movie one time when she was watching us, Double Impact.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
It's just like but we were like little kids and she had no idea there's like this,
there's a sex scene in it.
80s, like they're in some spacey room having sex, because it's like they're in a different world now. And that popped up and she's like, oh no. I freaked out and I remember that shit to this day. Killed me. God damn it.
Yeah,
She just thought it was gonna be some action movie for us to watch.
I saw Gothica at the drive-in by myself like 3 times.
Why? That's a fucking terrible movie.
I liked it.
Oh,
I liked it, and I used to. At that point in my life, man, I was probably 19 or some shit. Then I used to like going to the drive-in and just like smoke.
You probably also beat off all 3 times in the movie at the
No.
time.
I saw Constantine twice at the drive-in and fell asleep both times.
Constantine's another one of those movies that has like a cult following, and I'm like, it's not good.
It's not very good. It's not
at all.
I tried to watch it. And I fall asleep every time. I like it,
It's
but
okay.
I don't remember anything about it.
It's okay. Like it's better than it has any right to be.
I liked it because I saw the potential in it, but I get what you're saying. Because I after the series came out too, with what's his name playing Constantine?
Yeah, was it No, Dominic Monaghan is the guy.
Ryan something or something. Ryan.
Yeah,
he played Constantine great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Keanu was not like Keanu is great for what he does, but he's not a great actor. He has like roles that fit him, and he's great for them. But yeah, he's not a great actor. All right, and then Mark Busking says, loved every episode of The Boys so far. They proved the theory that Ant-Man could have taken out Thanos all by himself. And then Nana has a question. Who is your anime or gaming waifu?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been trying to think.
I'm not a good nerd because I don't do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what is the real definition of that? Is it
just your cartoon crush, probably, Like it's not like literally like who's your waifu, but like I don't really have one. I mean, technically, Tifa's pretty fine. You know what I mean? And like
Popped in my head at one point.
I really like Sakura a lot, but Sakura is also like a high school kid in Street Fighter, but like not in Street Fighter 5. Because I'm
Wait,
not
what
really
did you say?
Sakura?
Sakura.
Oh,
Sakura.
I was thinking out of Naruto. I was like,
No.
wait, what?
Sakura's annoying in Naruto.
Well, old school Street Fighter, she's like 14, but in 5 she's older, but still no. And like, I don't like Cammy's personality.
Chun-Li, I guess, could be a gaming
like,
waifu.
I'm not really into Chun. She's too focused on her career. I don't know, man. I always just think Tifa, because Tifa's she's fine and she can scrap, and she's kind of like one of the boys. I don't know.
Right now I would say like I would pick. So see, I would go like I think Triss. If you're going waifu, you go Triss.
Witcher stuff for you. Yeah,
from Witcher.
Triss,
I think you
Marigold,
go Triss over
really?
Yennefer.
Oh no, Yennefer.
I think Yennefer's the better bang, but Triss is the better waifu.
Yeah,
right?
I guess she's the better wife. I don't know.
Right. And then I think just because I'm watching, if we're going anime and I'm watching Demon Slayer, or Goblin Slayer, I'll go with the Cavan chick, redhead chick. That's always up his butt.
Wait, in what?
Oh, I know who I might.
In Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
I'll say Lara. I'll say Lara from the recent trilogy of games. I like her in those.
Okay. Yeah,
I like her in those. And I do like her a lot. Yeah, she's dope. Not Aloy. Aloy's a fucking cardboard box. Yeah, Lara Croft. Yeah.
I don't have
the new one, not the old one.
I have movie waifus. Whenever I watch a movie and I get invested, I'm in love with whoever the main character's in love with, like that we're supposed to love. Those are what I get. But I haven't had one in a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly's in Top Gun.
She's
word.
Dude,
she was mine when Requiem was out,
bro. She could get it every day forever.
Rocketeer, bro.
She could still get it at 50, whatever. She could get it all. She's still super awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. We're bad nerds
did
who don't want to fuck anime characters. I don't want to fuck cartoons. I'm gonna say that till I'm blue in the face. I
agree. It's kind of weird.
If I was a cartoon, I'd fuck a cartoon.
I mean, I can recognize when like a cartoon is attractive if I was a cartoon, but I don't have sexual feelings for them. Like I don't.
No, I agree.
I don't think anyone has sexual. I guess they do.
Hentai exists, bro. Dudes beat off to cartoons, and I don't get it. I used to get it when I was in middle school, and I was like, yeah, you can't get porn, so drawn titties are better than zero titties that you imagine in your head. But I'm like, my brother in Christ, you can just Google boobies and you're going to see real boobies. Like,
yeah.
I just don't understand. That's another...
I like your thought of it, like the movie. You could do movies like real human waifu. Yeah.
It's another sign that someone has probably clearly never seen or touched a human nude person, and that's sad. I'm not saying that in judgment.
Sure, Nana's in a relationship.
No. I'm not saying
100%.
I'm talking about people who genuinely want to fuck cartoons.
Oh.
Like that's just someone who's never fucked a real living person.
Well, either they haven't been with real people or maybe they're just a lonely. It's hard to. Not everybody.
Bro, there's dudes that want to fuck cars. Like, come on.
For some of them, it's just. I mean, don't kink shame them.
No.
For some of them, it's just more comfortable. They can get more comfortable with the idea of they're more comfortable becoming vulnerable in that idea than actually.
Some dudes going up that same way with little kids. How do you feel about that, Jesse?
No kink shame. Child romancer.
Robert Englund is upset he can't make a movie about it.
There's some kinks I will shame.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open for everything, but and it's not even necessarily shaming. I just don't understand it because I'm like, there's just real porn. You can just go look at a real living vagina. Or like whatever, like whatever you're into. You could see a real ass one that's like made of flesh. Like that you could potentially touch in your life. A cartoon, you'll literally never be able to achieve that love.
The blowjob machine we were talking about before.
But even then, it's not real.
Just to...
And then you got to put on the anime so you can hear like "Kudasai, whatever, and you're just like,
Oh man!
Stop it! You're getting man excited.
Oh shit!
All right. Anyways, we love you guys.
Okay. Take care of yourselves, guys.
I feel bad that I said I want to spit and piss on homeless people. I may.
It's fine. You said only if they play Diablo.
Only
Hit
if
the
they,
fucking music.
only if they're homeless because they spent money in a freemium mobile game. I should make that very clear here. But we love you guys. We'll see you in a week.
Yeah, it'll be a big episode. There'll be a lot of all that E3 shit, all that Summer Game Fest will happen, and the Capcom thing will happen
if
too.
If Dragon's Dogma 2 gets announced,
yeah, dog, it's gonna go down.
I'm gonna cream my jeans. And
nice.
Actually, James mentioned he needs to play it, and if you do and you stream that, I will 100% be there for everyone. It's such a fun.
It's cool, man.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
I think you'll really like it.
Yeah.
It's swords and sorcery, and it's fun. It's almost Souls-like, but not really. It's not as like.
Do you have to control other people?
No.
So you have what are called pawns. You make your own, which is a secondary character, and then
Is this the game Seth was playing once?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Like it might have even been this year.
Yeah, he was playing it recently enough.
I saw it.
Yeah, so you make a pawn and then you can summon other people's.
Yeah, you make your party member. You make yourself a healer or a tank. No, it's it's an AI that learns it learns as you play.
Yeah, your pawn.
I don't like when I gotta control them.
Your pawn can go get summoned by other people, and it's actually a pretty cool system because they learn knowledge about enemies that you haven't faced yet if they face them. So when you fight a new enemy, they may have seen them and will say, "This enemy is weak to fire," or something like that, because they've been summoned.
It gets annoying.
It gets annoying because they do repeat it a lot, but but
harpies.
Yeah, but it is a cool. That's why we want a sequel, because there's some really cool systems there, and it is.
They don't have to do much to make it. Like, they could give us the same shit again with just a new world, and it would be awesome. But if they just add a few little things, it'll be awesome again. It'll just be great.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Or just bring the online, bring the MMO, bring the online one. Just give us the same Grand Sys, the same world, but let us all run around online together.
Yeah,
I'll take that, dude.
I would, or even 1 or 2, up to 4-player co-op, because there's some hard shit in that game. You got to climb around on a fucking Cyclops and stab his eyeballs, and
so that was something I saw a note on. They were like in a video, a guy was talking about Dragon's Dogma, and he mentioned something about a website getting renewed, which made them think that a second one was getting made as well.
Yeah, they they do that a lot though, so that's the problem. Is because I was just gonna say
they just do that to keep the name and the license,
because they want to know in case we ever want to do it, we'll do it or whatever, So
and also so other people don't go steal the shit. Fuck with it.
It's so fucking dumb though that they haven't made more Dragon's Dogma. This could be a series at this point. It came out in 2012. Like, we could have Dragon's Dogma 3 or 4 coming out by now, and it'd probably still sell gangbusters. It's so crazy to me. Capcom is just so bad at like capitalizing on their fucking good series.
Yeah, except for Resident Evil.
Except for Resident Evil, which they shit on most of the time, and now are finally fucking doing better. Anyways, we love you. I love you. I'm gonna kiss your mouth unless you play Diablo and pay money.
All right. Bye.